Howdy folks, and welcome to Wellywood Wargaming. Today is a special day. It is Season 3 Blood Bowl release this weekend, I believe. And of course, a lot of the leaks for the rosters and stuff have been going about on Reddit and whatnot. I don't have a copy of the rule book, but I do have James Russell Wills with me today. And this is the first time I've actually had a guest on an episode like this, and there's many reasons why I've included James in this. So I'm going to sort of ask him his involvement in Blood Bowl to date, where it all started, and why I've actually got him on the show today. What we're going to be doing and what we're going to be focusing on mainly, though, rather than just rambling and moaning and talking about the positives and negatives of the new season, is the main rosters. So we'll go through all of the rosters in alphabetical order and discuss what we think are the winners and losers so far from what we can see without any sort of erratas coming from Games Workshop of Season 3. So James, would you like to introduce yourself and give us a bit of information as to why I might have got you onto this, what your involvement in Blood Bowl has been to date?
Okay, yeah, thanks for having me on. As Damon said, I'm James. I go in Blood Bowl circles by Rabid Bogscum.
Yep.
So Rabid, or as some people have coined, Boggy.
The mighty Boggy.
Which is stuck, unfortunately. But yeah, so I mean, I've been playing Blood Bowl since my teens. Rediscovered it randomly, Googling the NAF, like Googling Blood Bowl, around the time that they had the pink block dice. So I was 1 year too late on that. But basically, got an email saying some guys were organising Eucalyptus Bowl, which was going to be like the first Eucalyptus Bowl in Australia. And I went along to my first ever Blood Bowl tournament. It's now 20 odd years later and I run Eucalyptus Bowl.
That was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Wowzers. Okay.
So it was 2006, I think was the first Uke Bowl. No, 2005, because It was my first Father's Day, so I missed it to go play Blood Bowl, which is quite apt now that my son plays.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe that was the turning point.
It's full circle anyway. But yeah, so I've been heavily involved. I've played over 600 NAF games.
600 NAF games, ladies and gentlemen. That is a lot.
Currently on a mission this year with a couple of the other boys to play as many Blood Bowl tournaments as we can. So we will hit 18. We have 2 left.
18 in Australia?
18 as Australians.
Yeah.
Playing 18 tournaments in a calendar year.
Right,
there's been a few in New Zealand. So we've knocked off about 3 in New Zealand as well. But after Big V and I think Coastal Carnage, that'll hit 18. Yeah. We've got a gentleman's agreement not to sneak off and play one extra and beat each other, so we're aiming for a 3-way tie on that.
No doubt someone will.
Possibly.
Yeah. But that's worth sort of highlighting that doing that in Australia and New Zealand is pretty hard because there aren't as many tournaments, right? So you could do that in the UK and you'd probably play 50 in a year, right? But
100%. Look, and that's the aim. Probably retire in Europe and just become a full-time Blood Bowler is my aim.
Sick, yeah. Like Andy Davo or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, yeah. Very good. Anyway, I guess just sort of, I haven't done a huge amount of Blood Bowl content on the channel, but I thought it's probably worth mentioning that I probably started around the same time as you, like when I was a teenager. Mm-hmm. And that was that 3rd edition for you?
That was 3rd edition for me, yeah.
Yeah, same thing, and didn't really take it seriously back then at all. But I probably got back into playing when I moved to New Zealand and became with Stevo, actually. Shout out to Stevo.
Yeah,
Stevo.
I did a World Cup with Stevo.
Yeah, awesome dude, and he got me back into it, as a parent and stuff, got me back into the hobby that way, really. So we've both been playing, I've been playing since then. Done lots of tournaments, but not nearly as many as you. I would say that I prefer tournament play. So when I tend to look at these rosters and how we're going to look at it, it's definitely from an angle of tournament play because I just prefer it, quite frankly. I prefer Resurrection. Are you the same?
Yeah, that'd be my general comments because that's what gets me out of bed to play Blood Bowl is tournament Blood Bowl. There might be a few teams that might pop up that I might throw the angle of league play. Just because I treat leagues more as a role-playing experience sort of thing. Yeah. So there might be a few factors in that, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And the way that you look at a roster is entirely different, obviously, from a campaign mindset and a tournament mindset as well. So we are looking at this from more of a competitive angle, I think, both of us.
Yep.
I would agree on that, but I think it's probably time we should get into this anyway. But I think first off, I'm just going to ask you: are there any sort of first impressions of season 3 so far? I mean, obviously, we didn't necessarily know we were going to be getting a season 3. There were rumours about it, and I have to say, the last edition did switch me off a little bit. I didn't get quite as excited about it. I certainly didn't like Wildly Inaccurate and a bunch of other silly rules that we had in there. But that's changed a little bit. There have been a few sort of tightening ups, and I suppose we have the new Secure the Ball rule, which I think is going to be probably the biggest change.
Yes.
Really, from the outset. I don't know if you agree with that.
Look, it was one that, on initial thoughts, I was like, what are they thinking?
Yeah.
But then I actually warmed to it thematically, right? Like, what's the frustration of your player that spends 3 turns fumbling this ball with no one near him?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it makes sense in that regard, and it opens up the game for quite a few teams, conveniently with the box set, the Tomb Kings.
Yeah, and it's made me think about other teams that, particularly stunties actually, that, lizards, for example.
Yep.
You're hoping when you're playing against lizards, because they're good at everything, you're hoping that they spill the ball, and they usually do because they don't have access to sure hands and things like that. Black Orcs, Goblins, etc. It's really going to change the way that these teams perform on offense anyway, particularly. I think it's a huge thing, and definitely something that I've come around to after a week or two of thinking about it, that's for sure. Other than that, though, any other sort of first impressions or things that you've noticed that you like or dislike about the new edition?
Look, I'm generally excited. I'm not someone that is adverse to change, full stop. But I am also a bit of a purist in many regards. And I would actually happily treat Blood Bowl as chess. If it was static and this is what it was, I would still spend the next 20 years playing it.
Yeah.
With that said, this is the way of the world, and I'm going to be adaptable, and I'm open to a new meta and adapting with that as well. I would say it's probably not the way I would like rules designed, like based on this is what we made in a box 10 years ago.
Right, okay.
I would rather team composition and all that to be made based on balance or real reasons in my head. But I also get that there is a certain element that it now works for early entry for new players.
Yeah, so you're alluding to the what seems to be Games Workshop's deliberate design in that every roster now has limited certain positionals so that they are just fitting into the box.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
That seems to be what's happened, but not in every situation. Weirdly, there are some actual anomalies there, but we'll go through that when we go to the rosters.
Certainly the older teams, because of this shoehorning, have taken hits or misses here and there.
Yeah.
And the newer teams have gained by omission, I think. I think the newer teams that haven't been played with too much, they're probably the big winners in this early.
The dreaded power creep. Well, we're going to discuss what are winners and losers. We're going to go through every single roster here from A to Z. There isn't a Z, is there? Zolcath, I suppose, but he's not got his own roster. Zotes, they're not quite in there. They're in Secret League if you want to go and check them out and fumble. But we're going to start with Amazon teams. Now, Amazon teams are, and have been in the last edition, and even back in CRP, pretty damn solid.
Yes.
They've always been a tier 1 team, haven't they?
Always.
Ever since they first came out, which I think was the end of, third editions? They had miniatures in third edition, but I don't remember what their stats were like.
I mean, I think technically there was a... Look, I could be wrong. I think there was technically like a 4th edition period where I think Lisbon and Necro came in.
Khemri.
And Norse and Amazons came in. And obviously they were very boring, static, 6-3-3, 7 pieces, ones with block, ones with dodge.
Yeah. Since then and currently, I would say, I don't know, I haven't really played them myself. I've played against them a fair bit, but they seem to be the most powerful roster in tournament play. In the last edition, second season.
Yeah.
So
and look, I used to run them in the old edition. I've played them at a World Cup.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
I used to love the 4 blodge guard pieces.
Oh, that was amazing.
And I was worried about the change initially. But yes, they are probably the top. They're the top team in the game.
Yeah, and it seems to be in Season 3 that they are fairly unchanged. What I'm going to do is go through the actual sort of roster and positionals, and we can talk about them in detail here. So the first thing, obviously, on a Amazon team is their Lustrian Super League. That means they get access to the stars that fit into that Super League. We've also got the Eagle Warrior. I hate the names of these, by the way. I really do. They've always been like this, I think, but... Or were they? They were just line women. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, no, they didn't have the fancy names.
But now all of the linemen in the game, I think, are now 0 to 16, pretty much, from what I've noticed. That's my
understanding.
Which is a new thing. So you can just have a shit ton of linemen, which is great, or line women in this case. The Eagle Warrior is 50,000, and they are movement 6, strength 3, edge 3+, passing 4+, which I think might have got better. Or
everything has improved their passing. Generally, bar human throwers, but we'll get to that.
So passing in general is now slightly more achievable for most teams, I think. Even 6+ is on.
Yeah, as well as those players that they took passing away from in the last edition, they've at least thrown a 6+ back. So
zombies can now pass again?
Yes. So as long as you don't have what was no hands, and I think it's called no ball,
no
you've got a passing skill.
Yeah. Okay, good stuff. And of course they have AV 8+ and dodge, with primary skill access being general, secondary is agility and strength. I think that's pretty much unchanged. Would you agree on that? Apart from the passing?
Everything is unchanged. There's a few skills that will obviously complement them quite well. Break tackle will complement the Jaguar Warriors very well these days.
Yeah.
But the key thing that I noticed that maybe might be seen as a nerf, at least in the Australian scene, is there's a number of top coaches in Australia that run a very foul-heavy build for their Amazons. They actually don't run most of the positions. They run just the 2 Jaguar Warriors and a whole heap of Eagle Warriors and bribes.
With dirty players.
With dirty player and sneaky gear. Yeah, absolutely. So actually the top Australian coach, Foad, runs that sort of build. So we may see those Amazons parked.
Interesting.
And we may just have to chase that 250 ranking. And it'll sit there for years. So.
And I think that's probably going to be the same situation for Norse as well.
Similar,
basically, the good guys, not that Norse are really good guys, but Amazon are kind of considered good guys.
Rape and pillage? No, I don't know.
They now don't have access to devious skills, which is the new skill tree for fouling specifically. So not only has passing got better in Blood Bowl Season 3, but fouling has got a lot more interesting as well, because certain teams can do it really well, certain teams really can't. Personally, I think that's a good thing. But, it does sort of close things down a little bit. I mean, you can't do as much with said teams like Amazons. You can't do that fouling build anymore.
I mean, of course you can still foul. You just can't,
Yeah, it's just not the same, is it?
No.
Yeah. Then we've got the Python Warrior. Again, terrible name. 0 to 2 of these ones. These are the thrower. They are 80,000. Same stats, but they have passing 3+ instead of 4 as the lineman. Not the best thrower in the game. They are 8+ on AV. Dodge, on the ball, pass, and safe hands. So they've got a couple of extra skills there, I believe. Have they? One extra skill? I'm not sure, because I don't really know Amazons too well.
I don't think so.
But so 4 skills there is pretty damn good. Obviously, dodge being the main one there, all the way through the Amazons. On the ball,
it would only be safe. It would only be safe pass if there was something added. The others were on there.
But they're not like king skills or anything.
No, that's why they get left out of a few teams.
Yeah, I'd say they're the sort of weakest link here generally. We've got general and passing, of course. So, you've got a leader caddy there if you want it as well. And they're 80,000. So nothing to really talk about there too much, I don't think. We've then got the Piranha Warrior Blitzer. Again, crazy name. 0 to 2 of them. 90,000. They're slightly higher in movements. They're movement 7. They have passing 4+ now, which might have got better. I'm not sure. Dodge, hit and run, and jump up, and agility and general on these guys as well, with strength as secondaries.
Yeah.
What do you think about the Piranha Warrior Blitzer?
Underrated players.
Underrated?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, as I said, there's a few coaches that run without them. I think the extra movement and hit and run is very good for them.
Hit and run is fantastic.
Yeah, it's excellent.
And now you can do it with stab.
Yeah.
Which is great.
So they work well with block or wrestle. I quite like wrestle to pair with the jump up.
Yeah, the Sackers. Yeah, I like that. It's good. Cool. So they're good. Overall, we think they're sort of pretty underrated though. But I guess these guys, wrestle, tackle, block, things like that are going to be pretty good ball hawks as well. Strip ball, maybe even.
Look, the other way this team improves greatly is with the additions of, I've forgotten the terminology for it, but the special skills, the 4 fancy skills, they're going to cost us 10k each.
What is that? Block, dodge, mighty blow, guard?
That's it.
Yep.
So the fact that they're coming, packing heat with dodge all across the board, and they're not having to pay extra for it, I think is going to be a big benefit to them.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. You just having dodge on everybody is just so powerful when you combine it with other stuff. Yeah. Like this, the Jaguar Warrior. Not to 2 of these ones. When these came out, I was so unsure that why have a strength 4 Amazon player, but we've got it, and we've still got it in season 3. These guys are 110,000 gold. They are movement 6, strength 4, edge 3+, which is great combo there. We've also got passing 4+ on them as well, so they can also pass if they really need to. AV 9+, so actually some okay armor, some average armor, defensive and dodge with general and strength as their skill access on primaries, agility as a secondary there. So I mean, what's not to like about the Jaguar Warrior? Yeah.
I mean, I think what the designers probably liked future armor too much, and were thinking death by snoo.
That's a great reference.
But yeah, they're one of the best players in the game.
Yeah.
You're weighing up whether you're giving them block or guard. Guard works beautifully with defensive.
Guard and defensive,
4. Yeah, no, they're nasty players.
Switch on and off. Yeah. And they obviously get re-rolls for 60,000 as well, which I don't think has gone up. Well, that was 60,000 in the last edition as well. But overall, would you say in terms of like going from 2nd edition to this edition, are they winners or losers? Or is
Definite winners. Definite winners, partly for what we will get later on, I think.
Yeah, and do you still think from off the bat that they are quite possibly still the best team in tournament play Resurrection?
I think they are clearly the top team.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
We started off with the heavy hitters there, the Amazons, and they are still really, really scary. They seem to have not lost anything and not really gained a huge amount either, other than the fact that they can pass a little bit more, I suppose. But the main thing, the main sort of drawback, I suppose, is that you can no longer foul with them as much. But that seems to be the sort of takeaway there.
Yep.
So the next one is Black Orcs. I've never played Black Orcs. Have you?
I've run them once. With the Black Gobbo.
Sick, yeah.
At a tournament that gave us a free bribe. So it was quite complimentary to that.
Absolutely.
I've also played in Europe and played a couple of really top Black Orc coaches. They initially looked like a poor man's Lizardman team.
Shit lizards.
But they've got a bit going for them, you know.
Definitely.
And if you're a really good positional player, and depending on your rule set and what you can do with guard and whatnot, they can be quite hard to get past, actually. So they're difficult to win with, but they can be hard to beat as well.
Yeah, I've played against them a few times, and I've never struggled too badly, but maybe I haven't encountered someone who's very, very good with them.
I think a few people make the mistake of just going heavy on Mighty Blow and thinking they're turning up to a tournament and going for the most casualties prize, when you're far better off
fouling,
fouling and spamming guard.
Yeah.
You know, that's when they really excel.
So these guys are very good at fouling. And they were better when guard assisted fouls because you could sort of double that up if you didn't know that one. But they get the Badlands Brawl, which is their sort of league that they get. So that dictates which stars they get. They've also got a really good rule now, which is a new one called Brawling Brutes. This only really applies for league play, but I think you get more SPP for casualties than you do for touchdowns.
Yeah, they've flipped it.
Yeah.
So you get the 2 for a touchdown instead of 3, and you get 3 for a casualty instead of 2.
Sick. Yeah, so that's great for league play because that's really where your SPP are coming from. You're not scoring touchdowns with your Black Orcs. You're scoring them with your Bruisers, maybe 1 or 2 a game, tops. But that's pretty much it. These guys also get Bribery and Corruption, which is a fantastic rule as well. Gives them cheaper bribes, is that right?
And up to 6 of them now.
Up to 6 bribes now. So I think what was it, 3?
It was 3 before. It was
3, and you can now have 6 bribes. So we're going to talk about goblins in a bit. You could probably talk about goblins till the cows come home because you're quite a goblin coach, I'd say. But the Black Orcs for now, they get Goblin Bruisers, which are the linemen. 0 to 16 of these again, they're 45,000, and they are your standard goblin. However, they have thick skull and agility and devious on primaries here. So devious is the new fouling, skill set, which also for some reason has Fumblerooski in it.
It's such a dirty play, right?
Yeah. Exactly. So these guys are interesting. They are goblins and they have thick skull. Thoughts on them?
Look, they're slightly tougher goblins, aren't they?
Yeah.
It was always a weird mechanic of how it worked, whether
With stunty?
and whether suddenly you roll higher and they're not knocked out or they are. I think they cleaned up the terminology so it did work how it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Look, it's always good to have your players on longer.
Goblins
They're a better goblin.
Goblins are generally pretty good, really, aren't they? I'd say for a lineman, they're pretty decent.
Well,
the fact that they're dodge and okay.
I think the armor 8+ is they don't always get exploded.
No,
like say halflings and gnomes and.
You think they would, but they don't.
No, they can be quite hardy at times.
Yeah.
Frustratingly so.
Yeah. And, they're very sneaky and can zoom around the pitch and do all sorts of shenanigans with right stuff and stunty. But otherwise, they haven't changed. They will get more access to more fouling skills, but from what I've read, a lot of the new fouling skills aren't particularly amazing.
No, it feels a bit like with second edition when they split up the rules and the skills and decided what they were doing, and they sort of made up a few nothing kind of skills to throw into the passing.
Yeah,
I think they've done it again.
Like Saboteur.
So they've done it again where they've here's a new whole table of skills.
Yeah.
Oh, what are we going to put in there? We'll put this skill we've taken away from another skill, so it's a third of a skill, and we'll make it its own skill.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
it's worth mentioning though that Devious now has Dirty Player in it. So it's not a general skill, meaning that your goblins can get Sneaky Git and Dirty Player.
Absolutely.
And not just one or the other, or just one Sneaky Git.
Yeah, and the teams that thought they were getting Dirty Player from their general access aren't.
Yeah, that does shake things up a hell of a lot. Next, we've got the Black Orc. So, like lizards, these guys have got, stunties, and they've got a big, strong, tough guy. The Black Orc, in this case, is pretty damn good for a blocker. They're 90,000. Movement 4, so they're very slow. Strength 4+ edge, and passing 5+, so they can pass if they really need to. They're 10+ on armor, and they've got Brawler and Grab with general and strength as well.
So one of the few strength 4 players, I'm going to say, in the new rules that don't have unsteady.
Yep.
So the new new skill unsteady, which makes it harder to secure the ball, or makes it impossible to secure the ball. So an element there, you could run one of them as your ball carrier if you wanted to.
Absolutely.
Although they'd only get 2 star player points for the touchdown. So
True.
Whether you want to do that, look. Probably the glaring thing that frustrates most Black Orc coaches is the buff that happened in second season where Black Orcs in Orc teams became Biggins and got an extra movement. And then these are Black Orcs, but they've got the poor lowly 4 movement.
Well, we'll talk about Orcs later, but they are entirely different things now. They were supposed to be kind of Black Orcs, but now they're Biggins are Biggins and Black Orcs are Black Orcs, and they're very, very different. Yep. Brawler, it's not a great skill, but it's nice to have. It adds a bit of security, doesn't it? And grab, I think, is a great skill.
Can be.
Very underused by a lot of people. But when you've got mass grab, you can do some really interesting positional play.
You can take someone from the line of scrimmage and you can crowd surf them.
Absolutely, which is awesome. I like how they play in my head, but I still haven't really played them properly. So I'm definitely going to take them on a tournament at some point. But you can carry with these guys. So the main thing about that is you're carrying with a strength 4 ball carrier. However, you are then, holding back one of your Black Orcs that you need a lot of really to start punching stuff. So are you better off just carrying on a goblin?
I would think
most of the time.
I would think so.
Probably, because you're more likely to score, but you're more likely to get knocked down as well. So it goes both ways. They also have a trained troll. The trained troll is really good now.
Yeah.
They're 115. They're 4 movement, strength 5, 5+ edge, 5+ passing. So you can do a decent throw with these guys. And there are ways to throw goblins at cages and do some real damage now as well, which is awesome.
Yeah, passing skill access on a secondary. So they actually get that tree, so they can develop them quite well. And obviously the loss of loner as well. Yeah.
They're always hungry. They're mighty blow, projectile vomit, which is funny. But hardly ever comes up. Really.
I don't use it. I should. It's still old school mentality from me where I'm not used to them having it, so I don't even think about it.
I like it because it doesn't call as a turnover, but or does it? Does it?
I don't think so.
throw up on yourself.
No, it's one of those safe
turnover.
moves, a bit like the stab that you do before you score.
Yeah. Regeneration and throw teammate. So a whole host of skills, but you'll notice Loner is not there at all, which makes them so much better than how they used to be. But they're still really stupid, so you still need to sort of caddy them around. Yep. Otherwise, they're moving around on a 4+ and stuff. But yeah, I mean, overall, 60,000, by the way, for the rerolls. Overall, I think they've turned out winners, really, wouldn't you say?
Or neutral.
Neutral, yeah.
Yeah. They haven't suffered.
No.
They're not the greatest team going around, but in the hands of a good coach, they can do some things. So, yeah, they haven't lost.
They're not winning enough to go up a tier.
No.
In the tournaments.
Certainly not.
No, okay.
Well, I mean, tiers are a whole new thing, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to have to talk about tiers another time, I think. But, I think they're much more appealing. The fact that there's no loner on the troll, the fact that you can do some really cool fouling stuff with the goblins and that, and carry if you really need to with the Black Orc. I think they're more of a winner than a loser overall. All right. Next one we have is the new team, or one of the two new teams. Yep. In fact, this is the entirely new team because although we used to have Bretonians in Blood Bowl 2 and, what was it, the CRP? Was it in CRP? They were, weren't they? Yep. I loved that roster, by the way. I was gutted when it left. This is the Bretonian roster. We have glorious new models for these guys, and it's an interesting team. We had a little chat about it earlier. They are really quite good. Yep. Quite good, I think. Let's get into it with the Bretonian Squire. This is their lineman. And for some reason in my head, I feel like nobles replaced Bretonians. But they didn't really, because now
that was the thought. That was the thought, and hence why the NAF rankings merged over in the way they did. And I guess we were mistaken.
Absolutely. And now we do have Bretonians, but they are entirely new, slightly different to the old roster, or pretty different to the old roster, and also pretty different from nobles as well. But there are similarities, I think.
Yep.
The Bretonian Squire is the lineman. They are 50,000, standard sort of lineman with lower AV. So they've got 6'3", 3+ edge, 4+ passing, and 8+ on the armor. However, they get wrestle as a core skill. So this is the only lineman in the game who has wrestle. Is that right?
Yeah, I believe so. Possibly the best lineman in the game.
I have to agree with you there. I think wrestle might be one of my favourite skills, if not my favourite skill.
It'd only be the Amazon lineman, really, that would compare, I think, for cost, bang for buck.
Absolutely. Yeah. You're trading 1 point of AV against like a human lineman, but you're getting wrestle for 50,000. That, for me, is really, really good. And when you've got a whole shit ton of these guys, defensively, you can really, really make holes and stuff. I think they're great. General access on primary, agility and strength as secondaries. Pretty standard, but I think I'd agree with you there in that these guys are arguably the best new linemen in the game, perhaps. Very, very good indeed. But yeah, they're going to get punched out occasionally, but wrestle does really, really help them out a lot. And, you can build them into sort of ball sackers as well. Yep. You give them strip ball, you can give them tackle, stuff like that. Very, very good. Then we've got the Bretonian Knights. So there's 6 of these, 2 of each type. The first one is the Catcher, and the Bretonian Knight Catcher is 85,000. They are movement 7, so a little bit quicker. They are strength 3, 3+ edge, 4+ passing, and 9+ AV, with Catch, Dauntless, and Nerves of Steel. Agility and General as primaries, and strength as secondaries. So they seem okay.
I think they're going to be better for league play. With their skill access, I think you can make them into something really useful. I think they might be lacking a bit for a tournament. You can't quite make them what you need to make them, I don't think.
So you're saying you'd perhaps not even take them at a tournament?
Look, my initial thoughts are you're probably going to take most positionals in all teams, simply because of how the meta's changed and how they've redeveloped the teams. I think you're probably taking everything anyway.
Yeah.
Look, unless there's a really clever angle with rerolls and extra players, but they can't go down the fouling mechanic either. So that's where you would have an advantage by having a cheap lineman.
Yeah.
They can't do that necessarily, so maybe it's less of a reason to avoid them. Look, they're handy. Like we've seen that with players that come with Dauntless and you don't think about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're like, oh, yep, I'll just do this.
And if you're doing
like
Dauntless on a strength 4 player, it's super easy.
100%.
So Dauntless is an overlooked skill generally. When you get it for free, like you said, it's very, very good. Nerves of Steel is interesting. Means they can catch in tackle zones without any worries.
Between them and the throwers that we'll get to, it's a cool little synergy.
Yeah, I think so. And they get catch as well, so they get the free re-roll on the catch too. Agility, so they can get dodge first up, and you would always take dodge on these guys straight away, I think. And higher movement as well is quite nice for this team, because it's not a particularly fast team really either. You've got the Bretonnian Knight Thrower next, which is exactly the same, but -1 movement. They're 80,000, and they come with Dauntless, Nerves of Steel, and Pass. So like the Catcher, instead of Catch, they have Pass. They have General and Passing as primaries as well, with Agility and Strength as secondaries. So they can still get Agility skills, which is quite nice. But yeah, 5,000 less than the Bretonnian Knight Catcher. Would you take those?
Probably simply from, I think we may see more passing in this rule set, but they're not great.
They're not the best passer either, 3+.
No, but I mean, we're going to see there's less 2+ passing in the game anyway. So as much as passing's improved everywhere, look, it doesn't hurt to have a pass player, and then obviously for tournaments it becomes a leader caddy as well. So
yeah, totally. But they can also do the Nerves of Steel thing as well, so you could pass in a ruck to someone else who's in a ruck and not worry about any negs there as well, which is interesting. So yeah, the synergy's quite cool there.
And again, the Dauntless is kind of handy, because throwers tend to be the player that you leave at the back, right? So on offense, you pick up the ball and you pass it, and then they're kind of your sweeper. So if they can double up in that sweeping role and not be completely useless at it, it's kind of a bonus. A Raging Bull Centaur running down, he might be able to save the day.
Or even a Black Orc with the ball. And then we got the Grail Knight. These guys are the Blitzers. They should really just be called Knight Blitzers, shouldn't they, really? They are 95,000. Movement 7 again. Strength 3, 3+ edge, 4+ passing. So, everyone can pass in this team okay. And 10+ armor, so they've got much better armor than everyone else. And you're going to take these guys every time, because they've got block, dauntless, and steady footing, which is a new skill. General and strength on the primary, which is nice. So the only strength access you're going to get on a primary is through these guys. The only place you're going to put Mighty Blow or Guard is these two. Yep. You can't leave these guys out, can you?
No, 100%.
No. With dauntless and block and steady footing, which is when you're knocked down, you're not knocked down on a 6.
So,
is it?
Yeah, on...
should you be placed prone?
Basically.
Is that how it's worded?
If you're on defense and you get hit and you're knocked over, you can basically do a save, roll a 6 and you don't go down.
Yeah.
And on attack, you can fail a dodge, fail a go for it.
And you can keep going with your activation.
Keep going. Yeah. I heard another thing where they imagine putting steady footing on a stunty player.
Yeah.
And you could throw him and he could do all sorts of damage and then be standing at the end of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, look, it's...
But you could cage dive with this guy on a 6-up.
Yes. Give him dodge. Give him dodge. Give him dodge. 6+ dodge in. Oh, I failed that. I'll re-roll that with dodge. Okay, I failed that. Okay, steady footing. I made it. And keep going. Maybe there's a go for it in there as well and you fail that. You could... At the moment, steady footing is worded that it's not once per... action either.
No, I know. It
just keeps stacking.
It's only 1 in 6.
Yeah. So look,
so you can't rely on it.
I don't love the skill. It feels broken, but at the same time, there's only certain players that it comes with. It's one of those skills that it's really great to have because you've got it. But I think the sorts of players you would give it to, there are still slightly better skills that you would give them beforehand. So you may not see it as much in tournaments.
No, you won't. I don't think people will take it.
It'd be a great skill to give as a third skill in a league setting. I don't think we'll see it too much at tournaments, except for just people that want to see things for fun, right?
Just steady footing on everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
I really like it, but I feel like it might have a bit of a feel bad vibe for your opponent.
I think that's
if it comes off at like a crucial moment, and you've done everything possible to stop that.
Yeah, because there's nothing you can do to prevent it.
No, there's nothing you can do. 6 up, boom, done. But that could be said about anything, right? So you get those games where someone just rolls.
Well, look, foul appearance is one of the
Yeah.
most powerful defensive, skills in the game.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean people give it to their players,
No,
right?
no, because it's just not that reliable,
No.
So, and in Blood Bowl, you need to do the reliable things generally, unless you're nuts or you're a goblin player. 60,000 for the re-rolls here as well, and they are old world classic, by the way. No other special rules though. Well, we can't say whether they're winners or losers because we can't really compare them to the one before because that was a completely different roster.
Yeah.
But I mean, where do you think they would be? If you had to sort of put them in a tier now for, say, Eucalyptus Bowl, if you were doing tiers, whereabouts would you put them?
How many tiers are we talking?
Well, 4 or 5, really.
4 or 5?
I reckon.
Tier 3?
Yeah.
That'd be sort of slap bang in the middle, I think.
What other team do you think they're about as good as?
Maybe a Chaos?
Yeah.
I think they're slightly below mid for me.
Yeah.
I think, obviously, in the hands of a good coach, you can do some things with them. They're an interesting roster. I think a lot of new coaches that, maybe come into the game with this new box set will give them a run. And they won't, I don't think they'll have terrible results that'll make them feel like, what have I done with myself? But, I think they'll struggle long term.
I like the sort of toolbox element to them in that they can, Swiss Army knife, in terms of like they've got a lot of skills, but their stats don't really... they've got no strength.
Yeah.
They've got no easy guard either, things like that. So I think they're going to struggle against real bashy teams.
I think so.
But then again, they've got Dauntless and Wrestle. So I don't know. It's a weird one. I'll be interested to see how they go. But out of the 2 new teams, I think I know which one's my favourite. It's not these ones. So. Oh, here we got Chaos Chosen. So we were just talking about Chaos, and you reckon they're about the same. However, Chaos have got different slightly. Yep. I don't know if they're better or worse, but I guess we'll find out. Chaos Clash. This is Chaos Chosen, by the way. You can choose the favoured of any god, so Slanesh, Khorne, Nurgle, Tzeentch. I imagine we'll get Slanesh and Tzeentch teams at some point.
It's been rumoured for a long time.
I
can't imagine us not getting them.
You got to. You got to. It's Pink Horrors and stuff will be great. Demonettes. But these guys, Chaos have always been a really boring team in tournaments, I think. They're just so one-dimensional and they don't have a lot to them, really. Not many positionals, of course. They have some access to some cool star players and stuff. League play, they're more fun, but they've always
because you can develop them.
Yeah, they've always been very, very, very bashy indeed.
Yeah, they're a weak starting team, but then they become the team everyone wants to avoid. If you're a long-running league and you develop
Yeah. I just saw something that reminded me about these guys. So, the Beastman linemen, I love Beastmen and everything. They are now slightly cheaper. Are they cheaper?
Yes,
55.
Like 5K.
5K cheaper is good. That's a good thing because this is a more expensive team generally with your linemen being 60 before. The movement 6, the strength 3, the edge 3+, the passing 3+. Very nice. So they've got the same level of passing as a thrower in some other teams. That's great. That's good. I think they needed it though. AV 9+, horns and thick skull now. So they are cheaper, they have better passing, and they have thick skull.
Yeah, they're a bit tougher.
So they're better, right? Until you look at their primary access. Unfortunately, these guys have lost strength access on primaries, so no more guard, mighty blow, spam on your beastmen anymore.
Look, what I will say is I don't think they will suffer in tournaments for this change because in tournaments you're not giving them those skills. Mm-hmm. You're quite limited in what you can do, so you're more likely to give them sure hands. You're more likely to, wrestle, tackle.
Frenzy.
Yeah, absolutely. So they're not the guard players.
True.
So
I
don't think, and they're not really the mighty blow players unless you could stack and you wanted to go tackle mighty blow or something. So tournament play, I don't think they're effective.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I think we've got to think about it from both angles. But yeah, in league play, they are hurt by that. I think big time. But it is what it is. Yeah. We've also got the Chaos Chosen blocker. These guys are 100,000. Is that the same? I think it is the same. Yeah. Their movement 5, so they're a bit slower. Their strength 4 though, 3+ edge, 5+ passing, and armbar. Why give them armbar? I'm not really sure.
Because no one's got it. You've got to give
Yeah.
You got to use the skills. So, I mean, I'm expecting a lot of these new devious skills to turn up in the new teams that come out as well. Just to have them.
Yeah. They get general mutation and strength. So you still got mutations throughout as well, by the way. But yeah, it's an interesting one. Armbar now gives you SPP, I think.
Yep.
Someone hurting themselves if they dodge away and you get armbarred by them. But, you know, it's certainly not a good skill, really. But it's free, so that's good. Other than that, though, they are unchanged, really. The thing they did in second season, which I never got used to, was they added 3 big guys instead of just the Minotaur. So we've still got the Minotaur at 150,000. They are exactly the same. Mutation and strength access, nothing to talk about there, really. Still Loner 4+. Everything else is the same. They have the Ogre, which is 140,000. They are also exactly the same. Still get mutations and strength. And we've also got the Troll as well, which is 115,000 with, the same stuff there as well, from what I can see. Any changes on any of that skill access-wise? Did they have mutations as normals?
I'm not much of a Chaos coach, and we're not looking at, the rules side by side. It's more of a...
Yeah.
I know there's... the Ogres have picked up mutations in a few areas that I believe is a typo. Someone has come out from Cyanide, I think, and said that it is a typo.
Yeah.
I don't run it much. So,
but this one seems to have, in fact, all 3 big guys seem to have mutation on primaries, which is cool for Claw and stuff like that on your Minotaur, maybe. But
it's thematic.
Yeah, exactly. But otherwise, they are unchanged. The big thing there to talk about really is the Beastmen having lost strength access. But honestly, like you said, you're probably right, actually. Then it's not really going to affect them in tournament play so much. So there you go. Winners or losers overall?
Probably neutral again.
Yeah, probably in the middle there somewhere. They're about the same as they were before.
Which wasn't great.
Tier 2-3 team. Yeah. So there you go. Chaos Dwarf teams. I used to love Chaos Dwarves.
Yeah, so did I.
I don't think I do anymore, unfortunately. Have you played Chaos Dwarves since they got...
No, I haven't. And I've got a NAF ranking of like 193 or something with them, so they're right where I want to play them against to get them over 200. But no, I haven't yet. Look, I think someone in development has been hurt by dwarves, and I think we'll see that on the other side as well. And they've made it their life mission to ruin both of these teams. Look, they've made some improvements from when they released them. Slight improvements.
But they're still terrible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So Favourite of Hashut is their special rule. Badlands Brawl or Chaos Clash there as well. The Hobgoblin is their lineman, 0-16 now. I think that's increased. So you can have an entire Hobgoblin team, which you could actually. And
that used to be a thing that a lot of people strive for.
Yeah, and thematically it's cool. Yeah. Maybe I will do that. But yeah, the Hobgoblin lineman is 40,000, so they're nice and cheap. Their movement 6, strength 3, edge 3+, passing 4+, which is okay. AV 8+, and no skills or traits. However, and I think this is a typo, honestly, but I actually kind of would like it if it wasn't a typo because it's so fluffy. But they only have devious access as their primary skill set.
Yeah, so their big issue is you would typically put sure hands on a Hobgoblin.
Yeah, you would.
And they can no longer do that, or even block or even wrestle. So
but now you don't need sure hands.
They're very much a body.
But now you've got to secure the ball.
Potentially.
So you don't need to worry about sure hands on this team as much because you can secure the ball with a Hobgoblin fine on 2+ with a reroll if you've got the space.
Are we confirmed you can reroll?
I don't know. Yeah. I'm assuming you can. But yeah, as at present, as written, they do not have general access, so no block, no wrestle, no anything else. But you can still get dirty play, sneaky git, and a bunch of other fouling skills, which I quite like. I think that fits them very nicely. Yep. We've then got the sneaky stabbers, which they're basically like shit assassins. They're 60,000, 6 movement, 3 strength, edge 3+, passing 5+. AV 8+, shadowing and stab with devious and general.
So they did drop 10k.
Yep.
That was one of probably the gross issues with the team when it came out. They created this position. You thought, okay, fair enough, but you couldn't take it in a million years.
No, you'd never
it's
take
completely
one.
overpriced. Now maybe.
Well, also shadowing was worse.
Yeah.
Shadowing is now a straight
4+.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Shadowing is now a skill.
Yeah.
It wasn't a skill. It's now a skill. I mean, you're still not going to take it a lot of the time, but I can think of some situations where you certainly would. You can only shadow up to your movement.
Up to your movement, but we may see teams of shadowing dwarves. Since
yeah.
that may be their only option now.
They have stab as well. Do these guys get access to hit and run? Because you can stab and hit and run now. It's pretty cool.
I'm trying to remember where. Well, they
might.
do ultimately because they've got
Yeah.
almost the full tree via their secondary as well.
So you could do that
So
as
if it's
well.
agility or it's general, I think it's agility.
Yeah. And they are called the sneaky stabbers. So I think
Yeah.
hit and run and stab would be pretty nice on these guys as well. Not to 2 of those, by the way. The Chaos Dwarf blocker, only 4 of them. I wish there were still 6 of these guys, but there's only 4. There's 70,000 gold. Movement 4, strength 3, 4+ edge, 6+ passing, and 10+ armor with block, iron hard skin, and thick skull. With general and strength. They do have strength access.
Yeah. So this is where they've lucked out compared to their cousins.
Okay. Well, it's the big hat, isn't it?
Yeah.
It makes you stronger. So that's good. You can still give them guard, which you're gonna nearly all the time. In fact, you're gonna give all 4 of them guard in a tournament build, really, if you can afford it. But they don't have tackle, like dwarves used to have. They no longer have tackle. In fact, tackle is just gone in a lot of places, but it's been put in other places.
It has. I think that's the huge meta change. I think certainly in Australian tournaments, it's very common to use one of your skills on a tackle player.
Definitely.
Most Australian coaches will run at least one tackle player, and there are teams now that they've added tackle, so you don't need to do that.
Yeah.
So it'll give some of those teams a little bit of different flexibility. But this is where we start to see where Amazons have improved even more.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Because there's not these 2 teams rife with tackle that can counter them.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we saw even in just season 2, Amazons could handle dwarves anyway.
Yeah.
They could handle the block tackle dwarves.
I know.
And so I think that's why they remain the huge winners from this, partly because of the nerf. We see a little bit here that we've had for a year or so now, and what we'll see a bit later.
They are, however, AV 10+ with block, iron hard skin, and thick skull. So they're very hard to remove.
Yep.
These guys are very hard to remove. You can knock them down, but they will get back up again. We then have the Flamesmith, which I think is just a silly piece. The only thing I'd say the Flamesmith has got going for it really is it's slightly faster dwarf, which is interesting. Movement 5 is helpful.
It's a different element. He's handy against strength 4 teams.
Yeah.
He gives you an option.
So he's 80,000. He's movement 5, so slightly faster than the rest of your dwarfs. Strength 3, 4+ edge, 6+ passing, 10+ armor. With brawler, breathe fire, disturbing presence, and thick skull with general and strength as well. So again, you can give these guys guard.
Yep.
I probably still would.
I would.
Because they're more mobile than the rest of your dwarves. Correct me if I'm wrong there. I think that's probably the way to go with them.
Yep.
But like you said, they do have the breathe fire if you really want to use it.
You could lean into that and give them pro.
Yeah, that's interesting, actually. You can do some stuff with them, but they're just not quite as good as the dwarf blocker.
No.
Really, because they don't have block. They have brawler instead, which is just not as good. We also got the bull centaur, which has got worse, unfortunately. Well, it hasn't got worse, but it's got worse in the
meta
of the game, in that they cannot do
the secure ball
because they have unsteady, like you were saying earlier. So they are 130, movement 6, strength 4, edge 4+, 6+ passing, 10+ AV, sprint, sure feet, thick skull, unsteady. General and strength again. All of these guys, by the way, can get mutations on secondaries. That's
that was
the
something
same.
that came in.
Yeah. And devious, actually, throughout the entire team, except for the sneaky... Sneaky Stabber's got it on normal. Very nice.
Which is flavour,
Yeah. But, yeah, so the Bull Centaur is still an excellent player, but with unsteady, it just means that they still have to maybe sometimes get sure hands or do those tricky pickups in the rain, which they love doing. They've also got a Minotaur. The Minotaur is also unchanged, 150,000, strength 5.
But he can pass
Oh, he can pass. He's got 6+ passing. Otherwise, he's exactly the same. Still loner 4+, frenzy horns, etc. Mutation on normal. Was that?
I'm pretty sure that came in
I
last.
thought it was a double. Or was that the last season?
Yeah.
Used to be a double, but yeah, okay. That's good though. Your tentacles or something.
Yeah.
It's quite interesting. But that is Chaos Dwarves. They're not a winner, are they?
They're not a loser.
No,
they were a loser when they got re-released. They got nerfed badly.
They dropped a whole tier or two.
Yeah, but the thing that there's a very good coach in Queensland that runs them and still runs them well.
Wait, there's a
competitively.
good coach in Queensland? Oh, that's going to hurt some feelings. No, I'm joking. Who's that?
That's Kiltane.
Okay,
I think he was runner-up at Uke Bowl this year.
Yeah, nice.
With Chaos Dwarves, so he still happily runs them.
Yeah,
so
I'll still play them.
Yeah.
But I just won't like them.
No, they used to be really good.
Yeah, now they're not. One of my favourite teams. One of my absolute all-time favourite teams, mainly for the fluff. These guys are awesome. Chaos Renegades, or Chaos Pact as they used to be known.
Chaos All-Stars.
Yeah, these guys are awesome. Chaos Clash League, they are favoured of, so you can choose different gods and whatnot, or undivided. This is a mixture, sort of hybrid team of all sorts of pieces. You've got humans, elves, all sorts in here. The lineman is 50,000. They are a human lineman with animosity. However, they get devious, general, and mutation on primaries there, which is quite cool. So they're more fouly than a human lineman. Pretty good,
Yeah.
I think. Mutation as well.
Yep.
It's not a bad lineman, really. Of course, animosity is never going to come up because you're not really doing much with them with the ball.
It's not going to come up until it does.
Yeah, and it will. We've also got a Renegade Goblin. Only 0 to 1 of these, by the way. It is a standard Goblin. They also have Animosity all, and they have Agility, Devious, and Mutation as well. So similar to an Underworld Goblin in a lot of ways, I suppose. In fact, it's exactly the same as an Underworld Goblin. Nothing really to talk about there. They haven't changed price. We've got the Renegade Orc, which is 50,000, same as an Orc lineman. However, they have Animosity as well. And they also have Devious, General, and Mutation, but no Strength access, which is something we'll talk about later.
No, I think the whole team's gained Devious as a primary across the board.
Which I think is great, because they should. They're the Chaos All-Stars. They should be fouling left, right, and centre. They've also got a Renegade Rat, who is a lineman, one of these as well, same as a Skaven lineman, 50,000 with Animosity, same skill sets as well. We've got the Renegade Dark Elf, which is cheaper, 65,000, which is nice. Elves are now cheaper. They're exactly the same. They've still got Animosity for all team members. They have Agility, General, Devious, and Mutations as normal skills as well. So lots of choice on how you build them.
Yep.
And then we have the Renegade Human Thrower, which is 75,000, and they are past Sure Hands now.
Yep.
They didn't have Sure Hands, did they?
I've forgotten what they've lost, but yeah, they've gained Sure Hands.
Safe pair of hands?
Yeah, safe pair of hands.
So they're better now. They've got Sure Hands. Although, with Secure the Ball, you're going to use your Dark Elf instead of them, I think, most of the time. I would anyway, or the Rat even.
Yep.
Because it's faster. But that's them. Other than that, we've got the choice of big guys as well, and they haven't changed either. No. The Troll, the Minotaur, the Ogre, and the Rat Ogre,
yes,
I think. But it's actually off the bottom of the page here, so I can't see it. But I think, from what I've read, they are exactly the same. Winners or losers?
They're not losers.
No. Again, about the middle, really, aren't they? They're certainly not a very powerful team. They haven't got much better, but I think a slight point cut on the Dark Elf and
the ability
skill
to lean
access
into the foul game.
Yeah, it's cool. I like it. Nothing more to talk about there, really. This one, however, there's a lot to talk about, and this is the Dark Elf team. Now, I love my Dark Elves. I used to play Dark Elves quite a bit. In fact, I think one of my first, if not my first ever tournament was Dark Elves. NAF tournament, I think. And I really enjoyed them, did quite well with them, even though I wasn't a very good player, because they were a good team.
Yep.
Now they've been hit by some serious nerfs. Now, you can still get the same stuff, but just in different amounts to the box set, basically. So they get an Elven Kingdoms League. No special rules. Dark Elf linemen are now cheaper, just like we've seen with the Pact, or what are they called? Renegades list. They don't have anything except for Agility and General on primaries, Devious and Strength on secondaries. Otherwise, they're just cheaper, which is nice, right?
Yep.
What's not to like about them being cheaper? We get Dark Elf Runners, which are 80,000. They are movement 7, strength 3, 2 plus edge, 3 plus passing, which is decent, 8 plus AV, dump off, and punt. Punt is a new skill which should be really good, but unfortunately it's not because it's only 1d6. Yeah. So I won't go into that too much. But if it was 2d6, it might be quite good.
It felt like such an opportunity.
Yeah, I know. Maybe they'll change it, but they get punt for free, which is nice, and they're the same cost. And would never really take them before.
No,
unless for leader.
Well, that's the thing. You can run a Nerves of Steel / pass, dump off, run game with them, and now you've got this weird skill you don't know what to do with. Maybe you can synergize it with kick. So kick works with it. You've got to give kick to one elf player. Yeah, maybe you give it to him.
Yeah, and again, leader.
But I still don't want to be squirting the ball a couple of squares in front of me, thinking this is some dynamic play.
It'll only ever be one square, you know that. Yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, I mean, you're more likely to take them now than you were before because you've got less positionals elsewhere. Yeah. Really. But personally, I'd rather just take Dark Elf Lineman and give them dodge or wrestle.
And have the armor. Yeah.
And have the armor,
that was the classic thing. I mean, they often didn't get played, them and Assassins, simply for the armor drop.
Absolutely.
And used to run Dark Elves as a strong elf team.
Yeah. Well, Assassins have got slightly better. They are 0 to 2 of these guys, 90,000. Same stats as the runner, except passing 4+. They are hit and run, shadowing and stab now. Mm-hmm. Shadowing's better. Hit and run can now work with stab.
Yep.
They have agility and devious, which I like as well. I like the Assassin now. Again, though, it suffers from the same armor problem. Right?
I've always liked it.
Yeah.
I know there's a few... I think... It's either the French or the Spanish. Often run a 2 Amazon build, even in the second season.
Assassins.
Yeah. I always like to fit one in.
Yeah.
They can change the game against a low armor team. So
yeah.
I've always liked them, and they're better. They're better, and you can't take anything else. So they'll probably make their way into my teams.
Well, I think Assassins. Yeah, you'll see Assassins in most Dark Elf teams now. I'd agree, and then tournaments too. I'd say because they offer something different. But they're still a little bit prone to getting knocked out and stuff really easily. Yeah,
but if you've got 2, only one of them can get blitzed each turn.
Exactly, yeah.
They can each run away.
And shadowing, yeah, nice. I like them. Can see them with sidestep, dodge,
yep.
Sneaky, naughty boys. We've got the Dark Elf Blitzer. This is the biggest hit really to this team. It's the fact that they've gone from 4 Dark Elf Blitzers to 2 Dark Elf Blitzers. They're 105,000, so they've got cheaper.
No, I think they've gone up.
They've gone up. Wow, okay. That's not very good. Block, though, but otherwise the same stats as the Assassin, except better passing with the 3+. Agility and general, the same as they used to be otherwise. This is a real big deal, isn't it?
It is. It is. Dark Elf teams were synonymous with being the bashy elf team.
Yeah.
So and it's what separated them from the other elves. The other elves would take 4 catches. These would take 4 blitzers.
Absolutely.
It was a point of difference for them. And even something as simple as the extra 10k on dodge for a tournament obviously affects them. Used to take 4 blitzers sort of thing and say to your opponents, deal with this. With my armor as well.
Yeah.
So they were a really strong tournament team. They're going to be a very different tournament team. Yep. I would say they've taken a hit, but they're also just different now. So they're going to take a different style of play, I think.
Yeah. We do, however, still have the Witch Elf, which is unchanged, I believe. Dodge, Frenzy, Jump Up.
Yep.
I love Witch Elves. They're probably my favourite positional, except for maybe a werewolf.
They're awesome.
They're incredible, especially with Wrestle. Wrestle is just great on these guys, I think. I like to run them with Wrestle. But you're gonna want to take both Blitzers, both Witch Elves, and probably the Assassins as well, really, to a tournament, aren't you? At the very least. But, having the linemen cheaper does make a difference. You're just going to have more linemen.
Yep.
But, would you say overall they're losers?
They're definite losers.
They're losers compared to last.
They were that good that I don't know how far they're going to tumble down the tiering hierarchy, so to speak. I think they'll still be good because I think they're naturally good, but they've definitely taken a hit.
Well, it makes them closer to current high elves, doesn't it?
I think so.
You know, with the two, because they have two blitzers, and
Yeah.
however, they have 4 catchers at the moment, but they're not a thing anymore. We'll see High Elves coming out real
Probably
soon.
in a few weeks, I think.
I reckon, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe even this weekend.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one is oh shit, is dwarves. Yeah,
Avert your eyes if you love dwarves.
these guys have been hit pretty hard. Dwarf coaches won't be too happy about this, but you know, shake up is sometimes good, I think. And I looked at it the first time and I thought that's interesting though. Basically, dwarf linemen are the same cost as they used to be, 70,000. They're movement 4, strength 3, edge 4+, passing 5+, AV 10+, block, and no longer do they have tackle. They have defensive and thick skull. So tackle has been swapped out for defensive. The worst thing about them, though, however, is the fact they have no longer got access to strength skills on primaries, and that really is the nail in the coffin. The defensive swapping for tackle isn't so much of a big deal for me, really. It's the fact that they lose strength, right?
Yeah, I think everyone expected them to lose tackle. Defensive is fine, but it's also, I don't think it's understanding how dwarves are played.
Yeah.
Dwarves match up against stronger teams by using guard. They're not turning off other teams' guard so they can fight against them.
And it's not like they're the Bretonians. They haven't got Dauntless for the team either.
No,
or wrestle. I mean, it's bad.
It is.
But that's your lineman anyway, or Longbeard as they used to be known. The Dwarf Runner is 80,000. Their movement 6, strength 3, 3+ edge, 4+ passing, 9+ AV. Sprint now, sure hands and thick skull.
But the
General
other
and passing.
The next sneaky stab to dwarf coaches, no agility access at all. So,
they had
not even a
agility
secondary.
access.
You can't give dodge to, like, maybe it's more of a league thing, but
Sprint's good
it's hurt them. Some, yeah, no, it's
Sprint makes them a one-turner. No, it doesn't actually, does it?
Do they get through?
They got frenzy and a movement 9 piece. Technically, you could do
Oh,
some
look,
one-turning with
I've
them.
seen some one-turns on Fumble. Yeah, people can do it, but...
Yeah, but you're just not going to be paying dwarfs. That's the problem.
No. Look. I think
Wow.
TOs around the world, we haven't seen dwarves as much for, I think, at least the last 5 years. And as a TO, I'm to blame for that a little bit. You know,
Why?
There were periods, you spoke of it earlier, but where you don't want a feel-bad moment.
Yeah.
Dwarves are one of those teams that can create feel-bad moments for your opponents, or they used to. They're the sort of team that made some of us limit skill choices, because when you came up against a whole team of Mighty Blow or a whole team of Guard, it just wasn't fun. Now, some people find running into dwarves
the challenge
full
of
stop
it. Yeah,
unfun
I like the
as
challenge
well,
of it.
right? But we've lost that completely. They're almost unplayable. Like you would have to be absolutely in love with the concept of dwarves. You've grown up with this. You love the Hobbit. You know, like all these things. You love dwarves so much you want to endure the pain of running this team.
Well, they're better than Ponzi elves, aren't they?
They're not.
Well, they're not in the game. It turns out they're not in the game, but they're better in lore, should we say. Beards are better than elves. The other thing that I didn't point out is they have devious access on primary on the lineman.
Yeah.
But you're not going to be fouling with a 70,000.
No. Look,
Yeah.
you do foul with them when you're getting a roll.
Yeah,
when you're getting a roll on, but they're not that. They're not a zombie. They're
No.
not this cheap disposable piece.
The 70,000.
Yeah, no, it's not. They've obviously lent into it. That's what they think they want to, and they've also got bribery and corruption as well. So they're thinking, okay, we'll make this team really shit, but they can get 6 bribes, and because you can't do much with the team, now you suddenly maybe the death roll is an auto included.
Maybe, I think it's definitely.
And you get to keep him out there with your cheap bribes, but it's not. It's not how they're supposed to run.
Well, we've got 2 dwarf blitzers as well. These guys have got better. They're 100,000.
No,
have they not?
No,
I think they have.
The skills are good, but the key thing is they've lost the point of agility.
Okay, so they are movement 5, strength 3, 4+ agility
Yeah.
is a big. Yeah, that's a big downer. 4+ passing, 10+ AV, block, diving tackle for no reason, tackle where they didn't have it before and the lineman did. So they've taken it away from the lineman and they've given it to the blitzer, which is nice.
Yeah, it's in line
It's
with what
nice.
they've done with some of the other teams,
Yeah.
where the blitzer players are the ones that have picked up tackle.
General strength on primaries, and they get a point of agility gone for 100,000.
Yeah.
So you give them 2 skills. One of them's fairly useless. One of them's good. And then you take away a whole point of agility. That sucks hard. You've then got the Droll Slayer, who is arguably better. 95,000, movement 5, strength 3, 4+ edge, 5+ passing, and 9+ AV with block, dauntless, frenzy, hatred to trolls, which means you can re-roll a skull against only trolls.
Yep.
It should have been
nice
big
and
guys.
niche. Yep.
Should have been big guys, but there are more trolls in the game, I suppose, or are there?
Or maybe they could have opened up more players, and you could choose different slayers, and each one of them could have a different hatred.
Cool. Yeah, like there's dragon slayers and hatred dragons. That would really help against lizards. There's nothing to talk about with this guy. He's just ever so slightly better that he can re-roll a skull against a troll, which is going to pop up every once in a million years. We've then got the death roller, which now you're going to take because you can get so many cheap bribes. They're 170,000. They've got worse. They're movement 5, strength 7, 5+ edge, no passing, of course. 11+ AV, break tackle, dirty play, juggernaut, loner 4+, mighty blow, no ball, secret weapon, stand firm. Exactly the same. Devious and strength on primaries, but they are no longer dirty player 2. Was that a thing?
Yeah.
No. Was it?
Well, it was a thing, and there's no dirty player +2, and
Thank God.
and there's no mighty blow +2.
Thank
anyway.
God for that.
So look, you can develop them because they've got that devious access. Suddenly, you can take a sneaky git.
Yeah.
You can take a lone fowler, or whatever the name of that skill is, where you can
You're just getting a...
you can re-roll the armor roll.
Ooh,
so as long as you don't have any assists,
That's
if
nice.
it's just you on your own, which works quite well with him, you could re-roll those.
So basically, don't play dwarves, just play death rollers,
Yeah.
pretty much. But yeah, overall, I think we both agree that these guys are absolute losers.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. And I do like dwarves. I think they offered a real nice challenge in a chess-like way.
But
And
they
honestly, coming up against a team full of guard dwarves,
Yep.
it is oppressive, but I actually quite enjoyed playing against it because it gives you so much problem solving, and you know, I don't know if you get the Blood Bowl headache when you're playing tournaments, but against dwarves, I used to get the biggest headaches because it's like you have to think positionally.
Well, it's from adding up all the assists and trying
Exactly,
to work out all
yeah.
your dice, and
Yeah, exactly. But now they are sadly, not great, unfortunately, and
near unplayable.
they're going down a tier at
Yeah.
least. At least, would you say?
Yes.
Next, we have Elven Union, the Pro Elves, as they used to be known. They're interesting, the Pro Elves, but yeah,
They were interesting.
so we're getting into some of the changes here. These guys are interesting. They are Elven Kingdoms League. They are a group of elves that aren't wood elves, dark elves, or high elves. They're just from wherever else elves exist in. Elf linemen are now 65,000, which is more expensive.
Yep.
Right?
For a very handy skill, just like wrestle.
The
you know.
movement 6, strength 3, edge 2+, passing 3+, AV 8+, with Fumble Rooski. So you've got a whole team of Fumble Rooski, so you can put the ball down anywhere you like and just keep putting the ball down everywhere. There's some fun team names I can think about with that, some innuendos and whatnot. But yeah, Fumble Rooski, agility general, strength as a secondary. I mean, they've lost, haven't they? Just by being more expensive makes it harder to build.
Absolutely. And whether they thought, we're going to screw everyone over with this new stalling mechanic. Aha!
Oh, yeah, we haven't even spoken
Now
about
we will fix that. We will give them a team that can, play around that as best they can. So.
Yeah. We've got the Elf Thrower, which is Hail Mary pass and pass, otherwise same.
So they've added Hail Mary pass, but they haven't fixed Hail Mary pass.
No.
So you're never going to use it.
So you still can't just throw it anywhere.
You can throw it anywhere. So what are they? Look, they'll be doing it on a 4+.
But can you
because
just
it's
throw
a
it
long
to the
bomb.
corner square?
Yes.
You can.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So, but it's a long bomb pass. So
Right.
obviously it used to be a 2+ pass, but it was always
now
inaccurate.
5?
Normal player, so a normal player, like a 3+ passing skill.
It's a 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're a 5.
With pass. So, Well, you see why it can be okay in a minute when we talk about the catches, I think. But agility, general passing, pretty standard, 75,000. The elf catcher, you used to have 4 of these guys. Now you can only have 2, which is a big nerf if you ask me. 100,000. They are movement 8, so very, very swift. Pun intended there. Strength 3, 2+ AG. I keep saying that. 4+ passing, 8+ AV, catch, diving catch, nerves of steel. This is a nice synergy, hypothetically, with Hail Mary pass and pass, isn't it?
In theory, yeah. And I haven't looked at it completely, but there are some changes to how diving catch works and how the scattering minuses all work. So
you could put two of your catchers. Well, you've only got 2 now, so you could put 2 of these catchers in the backfield if they survive past a couple of turns from being fouled off the pitch. You could put them 2 squares next to each other in a corner and just, hoof the ball up.
And if you don't want to go for it when you're passing, you might be able to pass short of them and have them catch it. And, so look, there's a few things that they do. Nerves of Steel is very powerful. They did have the best passing game in the game, and I'm not sure if they do now.
Interesting. But they're still very good. It's just that you only get 2 of them, and they're going to go off the pitch real quick because people will just target them even more than they did before. Because once you've got rid of these catches, this team kind of becomes nothing.
I think that's what we're going to see. Because we've got less positionals, there's players that can be targeted more.
Yeah.
And obviously we've got a whole new fouling mechanic and, thrown players, ballistic missile type stunties as well.
Which is awesome.
Yeah. No complaints there.
No.
But I think because you're going to have to bring up your linemen to be your real playing pieces.
Because Fumble Rooski will really help you out, won't it?
No, exactly.
Lastly, we've got the Elf Blitzer, which I really like. I really like the Elf Blitzer. It's flipping awesome.
It's a really good piece.
I think sidestep is one of my favourite skills as well. Block sidestep, otherwise the same as a Dark Elf Blitzer for 115,000. So pretty damn good. No changes there. Agility general. The Dark Elf, the Pro Elf Blitzer is excellent, but you still only get 2 of them. But this team, I would say, is a loser overall.
Yeah, their game was their catches.
And the fact that you get 2, I think, is the main thing.
Yeah.
And building the team is harder because they're now more expensive for some reason.
And you're just packing in linemen that are useless.
Yeah, with shit armour.
Yeah.
So they're not a great team. Rerolls are cheap, though, so that's nice. Anyway, moving on. Gnome teams. I never played Gnomes yet.
I love Gnomes. Yeah, well, they were one of those teams I struggled out at about 5 tournaments to get them over 150. So I played them a lot this year.
Have you?
Yeah.
And you're a competent Gnome coach?
No. I got used to them.
Yeah.
They're a certain star player caddy team.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it depends on what you're doing with that. So they're not much different other than they've added some devious in there. So.
Have they changed much at all?
No.
The Gnome linemen?
Other than they've added devious and changed some of the passing stats. Yeah,
right.
They're basically the same as they came released because they're one of the new teams. So.
Yeah. So we won't stay on these ones. Did the Treeman not have Loner before?
No, he didn't have similar to a halfling tree. They didn't have Loner.
Nice. So basically you can now throw them at people better with your tree, which is cool.
Yeah.
So you can do that. But otherwise, Gnomes are, I think, quite a fun team. Wrestle throughout, similar to the Bretonian linemen. However, they are stunties with jump up and wrestle.
They're so much fun. Yeah,
they're really fun. Yeah, I think jump up and wrestle is such a cool synergy as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't played with them. I've only played against them, and usually I smash the hell out of them. The Fox is just awesome, though, isn't it? The Fox is so good. They're still 50,000, movement 7, strength 2, agility 2+, with stunty, my ball, dodge, sidestep. They're just a fantastic player. No passing on the Fox for obvious reasons. They haven't been given passing, but everyone else has been giving slightly better passing. The illusionist.
Actually, that's interesting though, because what I thought was every player without the no balls had a passing stat.
Well, this has got my balls.
Yeah.
No balls to my balls. So this one can't give them to anyone else, right?
Yeah.
He hangs on to the ball. But the illusionist does have 3+ passing though.
He always
did it.
Well, he was a good passer.
Yeah. Okay.
So
cool.
Either it's gone up to 3+ or it was always 3+ actually.
I like it. I like it. Not much more to talk about with gnomes, though, but they are Halfling Thimble Cup or Woodland League, which I think means that rules out Griff now.
Doesn't... I don't know if... Yes.
But now they can get Jordell.
They can get Jordell.
Which is sick.
Yeah.
So there you go. 50,000 on rerolls as well, so decent.
Yeah.
Goblins! Yeah. Tell me about goblins. You're a goblin coach.
Look, I'm not, but I have been.
I've only ever played you as a goblin coach.
I've been running them in as a league to test myself and having up and down results with them.
I don't think you tested yourself. You tested everyone else by beating them all.
Big winners.
Why are they big winners?
Because of the change in some of the mechanics.
Yep.
So they get to lean heavily into the fouling that others don't.
So 6 bribes now.
Yep.
Which is huge for goblins, by the way.
The Doom Diver is back, baby.
Well, was it ever a thing? It was certainly good now. The Doom Diver is a 0 to 1 piece, 65,000. Movement 6, 2 strength, same as a goblin. However, they've got passing 6+ as well. Now they have dodge.
Yep.
They're also right stuff, stunty, and swoop. I believe is better now as well.
Swoop is better. You can go, I think, 1 to 6 forward. You get to re-roll the landing.
Wow.
And now dodge works with them. So the stunty dodge didn't work with the Doom Divers.
Didn't it?
No, so you didn't get the 3+.
Oh.
So that was the problem. So when they initially came out, they were really good. And then I can't remember where there was a change, but it essentially meant that because they've got these great big wings, they can't utilize the stunty bonus. So all people would do was backline them. And then you couldn't get through. So you had this advantage of like being able to make sure that you were within range to score, and then you couldn't make the dodges through to score at the end.
Yeah. Okay.
So now they can. So now they've got their 3+ dodge. They come with dodge.
So they are like pretty damn good, reliable one-turners now.
Yeah. And the trolls are better. The trolls have got better passing.
The trolls
they've got
loner.
passing access on your secondary.
The trolls loner?
No.
Trolls don't have loner.
No.
So you can now reliably, well, not reliably.
It's never reliable with the troll.
But the Doom Diver is a really good option for scoring. Very, very good. I like it. So that's cool. The Hooligan has got better, now has Taunt, which is the opposite of Frenzy. So
I don't see a use in that.
No, but it's
a thing.
An
It's
extra
thematic.
thing.
It's thematic.
It is what it is. But they don't change otherwise, really.
Nope.
The Bomber is Hail Mary now an option with the Bomber at tournaments? Like
it always used to be.
Because it used to be great.
Not with 4+ passing because it's a 6+ pass, right?
Yeah, true.
That's your issue.
Yeah.
But the Chainsaw, so the Looney, he's now got a 3+ dodge. So he can't get dodge like on a primary.
Yeah. It doesn't come with dodge either.
No, but he can make a 3+ dodge in, whereas he couldn't before.
Could he not?
No, I think he was classified same as the Doom Divers, where it was affected by him having this great big.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So that's pretty much most of it. It's also worth mentioning that the Goblin linemen now get agility and devious, so they can get dirty player, most importantly.
Well, that's the thing, and with both those key fouling skills, dirty player and sneaky get, those sneaky get's been slightly weakened.
Yeah.
They can get them both, and you're not relying on a secondary to get one or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fanatic is unchanged.
Yep.
It's worth mentioning that Chainsaw can't carry a ball.
Mm-hmm.
Could before? I think it could.
Yes.
Can't anymore. Pogoer unchanged.
Looks unchanged. Yeah.
Pogo stick, yep. And then we have the train trials, 0 to 2 of those, and you get no loner on them. So big winners for stunties.
Look, even I've noticed even just the change to 3+ loner has been huge in playing them. So this is even better.
So Goblin coaches are having a field day. They're still not a great team.
They needed it because they have been...
Yeah.
Look, they're so thematic. People love to play them, and they have never been looked after.
No.
So there's a slight bump. I don't think they're...
Are they one of the better stunty teams now? They're not the bottom.
No, they're not down there with the ogres like they have.
No.
Been. Yeah.
No. Okay, good. That's good to know. I like goblins. Who doesn't? You kind of have... If you enjoy Blood Bowl...
Yes, yeah,
I think you enjoy
you
goblins, Halflings, this is on its side. Unfortunately, you can see it. I can't see it. But they are unchanged except for the catcher, right? I think the catcher is now got better passing or something like that.
Yeah, I think just a minor thing there, and then obviously They don't get primary access to Devious because they're good.
Because they're good guys.
But they can still do it. I think I see it in the secondary.
Yeah, I think they still...
so they can at least access it if they need to.
But they're not as
Are you putting 40k on a halfling to do something? No.
Are you pudding? Pudding. I see what you did there. That's the Australian accent for you. So halflings, nothing really to talk about there. They're not winners, though. They could have done more to them, and I think there's a lot of halfling coaches out there that will be aggrieved by how much they've given goblins and not given to halflings.
I think where they've lost is... I think we're going to see with this new rule set, particularly in tournaments, is it's going to be Star Bowl.
Oh, hell yeah.
They've rejigged the pricing. They've at least cleaned up who the star players play for.
Yeah, that was really convoluted and annoying.
But now, say, with the halflings, they've split it. So you've got the option of running Jordell.
Yeah.
You can't pair the same sort of stars that you used to be able to anymore because they're in separate groups. So.
Yeah, good, okay. So no more, Deep Root and Carla and whatnot.
Yeah.
Cool. Next one is Khorne. Khorne, from the looks of it, are losers. They've got the Bloodborne Marauder, which is 50,000. They are Brawling Brutes, by the way, so they do get that league bonus for SPPs as well. Or if there's a tournament that includes SPPs, that might make a difference because these guys are casualty givers generally.
I don't think it'll matter in Australian tournaments because we take the easy option of just saying all casualties count.
Fair enough. Yeah. But the Bloodborne Marauder is 0-16, 50,000, and they are a human lineman with Frenzy, General, and Mutation on primary. I always feel weird about the mutations on Khorne.
I've never run them in a league. I feel like you're only going to get to do mutations in a team that you're developing.
Yeah.
You're only going to give them the safe skills, and now you I don't know if you're spending 30k on block.
I like the Bloodborne Marauder. I think Frenzy's great. Certainly not as good as the Bretonian lineman with Wrestle, but I like to give these guys Wrestle. Unpopular choice. A wise man named Smeeborg once told me about the merits of Wrestle on.
Wrestle's going to come up big time.
Oh, yeah.
With it not costing the extra 10k. Obviously, depending on what TOs do with that information when it comes to building their coaches packs.
Yeah.
Wrestle will be the new block.
Okay.
In more ways than one, I think, just for that.
I'm cool with that. I'm there for it. 0-2 Khorne Gores. These are Khorne Beastmen. There are only 2 of them now instead of 4. I think that's a bit of a blow. 70,000. They are like normal Beastmen. However, they get Juggernaut Jump Up, Thick Skull and Horns with General Mutation and Strength. So a really good player.
Yeah.
But only 2 of them.
Yeah. Well, I'm struggling to think what I've come up against in tournaments, whether you want them.
4 of them?
Yeah, I don't know if people run 4 of them, but I might be mistaken.
The reason why you run them is because they don't have Frenzy.
Yeah.
So they're the only piece on your team that doesn't have Frenzy. So for those who can't think too much about Frenzy traps and stuff, then they're probably quite forgiving in that regard. They're also pretty solid players in general because they're Beastmen with Juggernaut.
Yep.
But these have got Jump Up, which is fantastic. So these are your blitzers, really, aren't they now?
Yep.
But are they your ball carrier as well?
They
one's a
used to
blitzer,
be,
one's a ball carrier.
So. And so that limits you.
It does. However, we have the Bloodseeker here as well, which is 0-4 of these guys. These are your blockers. They're 105,000, and they're movement 5, strength 4, 4+ edge, 6+ passing, 10+ AV with Frenzy. General Mutation and Strength. So like a Chaos Chosen blocker, they don't have armbar. Instead, they have Frenzy.
They've got a useful skill. Yeah.
Are you carrying with these guys?
You could.
Because now you can secure the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have unsteady, which is something I noticed.
Though you tie them up and it gets a bit awkward because they don't have the same agility that the Chaos Warriors do.
But they're really good pieces. Yeah. Killer pieces. Bloodspawn, we get 0-1 of. This guy's a great big guy, 160,000, movement 5, strength 5, edge 4+, passing 6+.
I mean,
fantastic.
He's no bloodthirster, but
he's no bloodthirster, no. But he does have claws and mighty blow, frenzy, loner, and unchanneled fury with mutations and strength as well. He's a good big guy, though, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
He's a really good big guy. Armor is the only letdown there, I'd say, and movement perhaps. But otherwise, I mean, the team hasn't gained anything other than jump up. on the corn gauze and losing 2 of them, I think. But you're right. You might not see many builds being suffering too much from that, but I have encountered them with four corn gauze personally. But I'd like to know what you guys think. But yeah, that's the corn team.
Yeah.
I haven't played it in the new edition, but I used to play it with the
Bloodthirster
for obvious reasons. Because you had Bloodletters, didn't you? And Heralds.
Yeah,
that was great.
Yeah.
Those were good times. Lizardmen here, for some reason I can't zoom in. Lizardmen, you're a Lizardman coach,
I am
aren't you?
very much a Lizardman coach.
Are they your favourites?
They're close, yeah. They were the first team I played at tournaments. They're on 96 games. Trying to decide whether to...
You've got to do 100, mate.
Yeah.
You've got to do 100.
So yeah, I love them. Yeah, they're the classic mix of strength and speed.
Yeah, they're sexy, but I've always found them a little bit... there's not enough going on. Now, obviously, they introduced the chameleon, which makes them slightly more interesting, but you only had 2 player types, really. 3 if you include the big guy. But these guys remain unchanged, really, in a lot of ways. The skink is still the same, 60,000, dodge, stunty, movement 8, brilliant player. They get agility as a primary. These guys are technically good guys, so they don't get devious on primaries throughout either. You then get chameleons, which are 0 to 2. Are these guys the same, 70,000? Dodge on the ball and shadowing, which is now better.
Yep.
So they're arguably a bit better now passing.
And I've always taken them, or I've taken one, mainly for on the ball.
They're passing 3+.
Yeah, they've always been good passes. So, but you take them for an extra shot at the catch on the kickoff, because one of the big things that Lizardmen often fail with, which you can fix with secure the ball, is trying to pick up that ball.
Yeah.
So I've always taken the chameleon skink to try and get it off the kickoff, which has also improved the kickoff. Catching on the kickoff doesn't have a -1 on it anymore.
But I think this is like I mentioned earlier with secure the ball. I think this really helps lizards. That rule helps lizards a lot, because the amount of times I've had a skink in the backfield.
Yeah, because you couldn't naturally give them sure hands.
Yeah, exactly.
Except in the league. So,
which is good. I think lizards are be stronger just because of that rule. But then every team is really, isn't they?
I think so.
We've got the Saurus blocker, who has changed a bit. They're 90,000. Is that more expensive?
It's more.
It's 10,000 more, right?
No, they used to be 80.
85,
they went up to 85 in the last edition, and now they've gone up an extra 5. So they are improved. And if you were to run this team in a league setting, I don't worry about the costs of players in a league setting.
No, of course you wouldn't.
Because they just develop when they develop, right?
Yeah.
This is going to hurt in a tournament simply because it's going to cost you an extra 30,000.
And you need all 6 of them.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You learn early on. When I first started playing, I used to run without the Crocs. Actually, I think I only ran with 5 blockers.
Wow.
And I used to absolutely thrash some players, and then I would lose 1-0, 2-1 to Dwarves, that sort of thing. And then I learned that as soon as you've got the 7 big meatballs, no one can get past you to get to your squishy little
Absolutely,
skinks anyway.
especially if you position them well.
So I think Lizardmen have been cracked for tournaments. You just give them all block, right? So right now...
Are you an all-block guy?
100%.
Always.
100%. Six block Saurus.
Never a frenzy or a tackle?
Look, and I used to jack of all trades. I used to have a frenzy. I used to have a tackle. I used to have a break tackle when break tackle was good. That was now good. It's good again. And the wrong guy was always in the wrong place.
Yeah.
And I find that even though in other teams I'll always want to have a tackle player.
Wait, so you didn't go 6 Mighty Blow?
No. But they're going to be hurt by the new rule set needing the extra 10K for the block skill.
Yeah.
And they're going to be hurt by the price increase, because to get the 7 big guys, enough players, they're a better team if you've got a bencher and apothecary. Apothecary's been improved slightly by the change in the casualty role.
Yeah, slightly easier to come back. But the main thing that they've changed here, they're unsteady, so they can't pick up the ball on the 2+ with the secure the ball. But they have Juggernaut, which...
It's a good skill.
Yeah.
It's a good skill. It works with them, but you can only do 1 blitz at a time, right? So what is 6
because
players
it's on
gonna
all
do
of them,
with it? Yeah.
You're never worrying about not having Juggernaut.
Yeah.
So at least all of them have got Juggernaut. So whoever's blitzing, because it's going to be one of these guys, is doing it with Juggernaut and Strength 4.
Unless your opponent has 6 zombies, and then...
Yeah. So you go Frenzy with one of these, surely?
I like to take Frenzy.
With Juggernaut now, though, that's a surfer.
Yeah.
Or Strip Ball.
Yeah.
Strip ball's nice. Strength 4 Juggernaut strip ball. Oof. But yeah, there you go. That's why they're more expensive, because they now have Juggernaut. And yeah, it is what it is. I think for tournaments that will hurt a little bit though. The Crocs is exactly the same.
Yep.
Hasn't changed in. Has it got cheaper? 140?
Don't think so.
Maybe not.
No.
It's still very good. Arguably the best.
He's one of the best big guys in the game.
One of the most reliable as well.
Yep.
70,000 for rerolls. That's gone up.
No.
No?
No.
70,000?
Yeah, it's been like that since the second. They were the changes. So
oh, that's brutal.
the blockers went up 5k and the rerolls went up too.
So winners or losers? The lizards?
Tournament lizards, losers.
But overall, pretty much
overall
the same.
fine,
Yeah. Necromantic Horror, I think they are my favourite team.
They would be up there, probably just below. Well, I don't know if they're as good as Amazon's, but they have taken the best bump up, I think.
Yeah, Necromantic are the real winners in Season 3 in so many ways, but mainly for price. So, right, here we go. Zombies, 40,000. Same as normal, except they get Eye Gouge.
Yep.
Devious and General. Eye Gouge is when you block someone and push them back, I think, or they can't assist until the end of their activation.
Until they reactivate, basically.
Right, yeah. Okay. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
It's going to be a sneaky new mechanic.
I like it.
Yeah, it's really
and it makes sense because you can just imagine zombies sticking their fingers in your eyes. A bit like John Jones or Cyril Gahn recently. Ghouls, 2 of them, same as before, 75,000. They have now got regeneration, which is flipping awesome.
Yep.
Makes such a difference because now you still need to protect them, but not quite as much because they will occasionally regen. Because when it works, occasionally it does work. The Wraith is unchanged, I think, but 85,000. They have no passing access, but they're block, foul appearance, no ball, regeneration, sidestep. Brilliant player. Again, strength in general. Awesome player, the Wraith. We've also got the Flesh Golem, and these guys are unsteady because they're a strength 4 player that does have unsteady. They're 110,000 and they're regen and stand firm. I love these guys. I think that what I love most about Necromantic is that you've got like pivots. The way the whole team pivots around each other with slow, solid players in the middle, and then you rapid sidestep, frenzy, all sorts of other shenanigans. Like they're really dynamic and awesome.
They're really flexible. Yeah.
I think they're my favourite team in Blood Bowl. I'm going to say it now, especially now. The Flesh Golems are awesome. They're 110. And we've got the Werewolf, which is arguably the best blitzer in the game, really. 120,000, movement 8, claws, frenzy, regen, agility in general. So other than that, the price has gone down on most pieces.
I think 3 of the players have got 5 or 10k cheaper. So you've
added skills to the zombie.
And the classic issue with Necro at tournaments has been getting your players in there. Sometimes having to run with 11 players because that's all you could afford. So a huge bump up from them alone. We'll see it with where Undead took a hit, and I feel like they did some things to soften the blow there. Necro have just got all the benefits and none of the losses.
Yeah, I think so far out of all the ones we've gone through, these are the biggest winners actually, just in terms of cost. And the problem with them was always the costing. So there you go, Necromantic Horror. The next one is what are these guys? Nobles, Knobs. What do we think about Knobs? I think these guys have got better. Actually,
they have gotten better. Yep.
They are now Imperial Retainers. Are the linemen? They're 45,000 with fend and better agility.
Yeah, they're agility.
Agility
improved.
3+.
Yeah, they were 2+. They were 4+ before.
No devious though, so no fouling game. Similar to all the other goodies.
They're very noble.
Yeah, very noble. Fend's nice though. I like these guys. 45,000. They'd be better if they're 40, but it's what it is. We've got the Imperial Thrower. Not 2 of these guys. 75,000.
They've stolen the Human Thrower.
Oh wow, yeah.
So they've
Passing
got
2+.
They've gotten the 2+ for some reason.
And Pro.
Yeah.
And give and go and pass.
Yeah.
Pretty good thrower.
Mm-hmm.
For 75,000 with general and passing on primaries, that is a good thrower. I mean, give and go is not great, is it?
So they've improved it? So it was the old running pass.
Yeah.
And now they've included, it works off our handoffs as well.
That's cool. I quite like that. But it's, it's going to come up every now and then. Pass at Pro, though. Pro is amazing.
Yeah.
What's not to like about that? Not two of those. We've got 4 bodyguards like we did before. The only difference with bodyguards, though, is they are nerfed in movement by 1.
Yeah, they've lost the movement.
Other than that, stand firm, wrestle, general, and strength. Awesome piece. I really like them, but they are now slower, which... Is that a big problem, do you think?
I don't think so.
I think with wrestle, though, the fact that they're going to be on the ground a lot is going to make a difference because when they stand up, they've only got 2 squares of movement left.
Potentially.
So your team
But
might be
you tend to run them quite grindy, I think, anyway. So,
True.
Yeah, they're not going to be flashing their 2-turn touchdown often.
Yeah, exactly.
Though they've got a passing game, kind of.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just no one to catch it.
Well, yeah, no one to catch it other than perhaps the Noble Blitzer, which is 90,000, your fastest piece with movement 7. Block, catch, pro. What's not to like about that one? Agility and general. So dodge, yeah, nice, nice piece.
Yeah.
Similar to the Bretonians in some ways, but not in others. They do get an ogre though, and the ogre still has loner 3+.
And who currently has mutation on
Not here,
secondary
it
access.
Oh, it does, yeah.
Yeah.
That is a misprint. It's been confirmed. So 60,000 for rerolls, but I think the nobles are better now because of the passing, right?
Yep.
Other than that, I mean, they haven't improved a huge amount.
I think they've improved.
Yeah. Pretty good. Pro is great as well. So, no, I've never played them, and I think I might next. So, there you go. That's Nobles, a winner.
Yep.
Overall winner. All right, we've got Norse now. We're heading towards the end of these. We've got Norse. This is a long one, isn't it? But this is good. It's good and concise. So we've got Norse next. Norse haven't changed at all, really.
No, one of the newer teams, so less likely to feel the wrath of the stick.
We've still got Drunkard, Thick Skull, but now we've got Unsteady.
Which is thematic.
Yeah, it makes sense with Drunkard.
Yep.
The Beer Boar is the same, really annoying and really good. Actually, Pick Me Up's great, isn't it? I've only played against it recently, I think at Eucalyptus Bowl, and my opponent was picking all of his players up all of the time.
Get ready to play against it a little more, as you will see shortly.
Yes. We've got the Norse Berserker, who's the same. In fact, this guy's been the same for several iterations of the game. The Valkyrie, which was a newer piece, has catch, dauntless, pass, strip ball.
Yeah, very cool player.
Really cool player. Pass and catch is really great. Agility, general, and passing. Again, these are good guys, so we don't get any devious access. Ulf Werner.
Which will hit some of the style of Australian tournaments.
It will.
They often tend to be a fouling team.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, and I've done it that way. I've always given dirty player to at least one Norse lineman. The Alpha Werner is the same, but they have unsteady. So another strength 4 player that has unsteady, they can't secure the ball. And the Yeti, which is unchanged, I believe.
Yep, looks the same.
Winners, losers, about the same.
Neutral.
Yeah, neutral. They're still a good team.
Yeah.
They're still a solid team.
Yep.
I don't think unsteady is really going to make a difference there because you're still using it on your better players. This is a team that I love. And
they've become the ultimate fuck you.
Yeah, they're great. This is Nurgle. I never thought I'd get excited about Nurgle, but I think I am now. They're really, really good now. Well, they're not a tier 1 team. But
I wouldn't go that far.
They're
but
exciting.
Yeah, no.
Well, not exciting, are they? They're oppressively annoying. But
maybe the new dwarves for people?
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
Well, what can we say about these guys? Rotter lineman, 40,000, decay, plague-ridden, devious, general, and mutation. Agility 4+. It's a decent lineman, isn't it? Movement 5, not bad. For the price, it's great.
Yeah.
Pestigores, we have gone down by 2. So you can no longer get 4 Pestigores. However, they have vastly improved. They are 70,000. They get horns, plague-ridden, regen, steady footing, and thick skull. So they've gained 2 skills.
Yep.
Thick skull's helpful, but steady footing, like we talked about earlier, is going to be really good on these guys.
Opens up some possibilities. Yeah.
They can cage break. Perhaps they can do all sorts of stuff. They also don't get agility on a primary. They didn't before, did they? But having one with dodge would be very nice.
Yep.
They're your ball carriers, though, and general mutation and strength. We've got the bloaters, who are not 4 of these ones. And these guys have got better as well. They are strength 4, movement 4 blockers, similar to a chaos warrior, but with less movement. Disturbing presence, foul appearance, plague-ridden, regen, stand firm and unsteady.
Yeah.
I mean, what a player that is.
Yeah. So the addition of stand firm. I think I heard something recently where someone crunched the numbers on if you're going to hit a bloater, between the foul appearance, the stand firm, the pick me up, the odds of him hitting you back next turn are like astronomical.
He's great.
Yeah.
He's a great piece. I mean, I loved the golems on Necromantic.
Mm-hmm.
Now we've got 4 of them, pretty much.
Yeah, and I mean, I think...
In fact, they're more annoying than a golem.
Yeah. Nurgle used to feel like a lesser Chaos team.
Yeah.
Because they had, the bloaters with the Chaos Warriors and you've got less agility, so you had less flexibility with them. But now they're just doing nasty things.
Now they're awesome.
They're all thematic.
Yeah. Oh, they've done... This is what they should have done with all the teams, to be honest.
Yeah.
This level of, like... Put a bit more thought
attention
into
to detail and what it, like, rather than just like, oh, that sounds like a cool idea, or we need to get this skill in there.
And whoever was the genius at Games Workshop who thought of this one, the Rot Spawn now has Pick Me Up, which I just think is the best thing ever, right? Tentacles and Pick Me Up, so How good is that?
I mean, I still think of him as a beast of Nurgle, same thing. Yeah.
But
tentacles everywhere.
He's great, isn't he?
Yep.
140,000. Is he the best big guy now?
He was always borderline, I think.
I think so.
Because he brings a different dimension that others don't.
Yeah. Still really stupid, still only 4+, but Pick Me Up on your
very fun
bloaters and stuff. I mean, he's going to be around your bloaters anyway. So that is a solid team. I like them. Do you think they'll go up a tier? Or I think they will.
I think they will.
Yeah, I think you'll see more people playing them as well.
Oh, definitely. You're going to see them a lot more. And I guess... maybe our year of play testing will decide what we do tiers wise. But yeah, they've definitely improved.
But also, the models are great. All the third party models are great.
100%.
The Games Workshop models are great.
Cullen's got a beautiful looking Nurgle team that he's going to be trotting out at Big V.
Nice to paint as well. Ogres. Ogres remain unchanged pretty much, am I right?
I believe so.
However, the Runt Punter does not have punt. Work that one out. It doesn't have punt, but it gets passing. It's got passing primary that I had before, but now you can like really throw snotlings at people or nobblers, should I say?
I mean, he's got a passing skill of 4+ as well, so he can start really turning into a missile launcher.
Yeah, you can just throw snotlings, nobblers. I keep calling them snotlings.
No,
nobblers.
You want to,
but they are unchanged. They have. They don't have any different rules, do they? I thought they did, but they don't. Dodge, right stuff, sidestep, stunty, titchy. That's the same. Devious and agility.
Yep.
Nothing else to talk about on the ogres. Still very high rerolls, of course, because they're ogres.
The thing to note, though, as well for your one-turner type teams like this is, I believe you can pass and throw teammate in the same turn now.
Can you now?
Yeah. So gone are the situations where you had to get the ball up there with a handoff. You can now throw someone over. It's not a turnover if they fall over because they don't have the ball, and then pass them the ball.
I have to say, going way back to like first, second edition Blood Bowl, throw teammate was something in the lore that was such a strong like thing, that it was just never good enough. No. Now it's getting better, so that's cool. Even just throwing them as a projectile should be encouraged in all ways. Oh God. Orcs and humans. We'll do orcs first, I think. Orcs are entirely different, but still good.
Yes.
Weirdly. But when I first saw this, I hated it. Orcs are my best team at tournaments.
Yeah.
I've done well. I've never been beaten with orcs. Never. In campaign or tournaments.
Okay.
So that's good. I'll take that. So I might not play them again. But orcs are very different. They have gained something called Team Captain. So one of these players gains pro.
And then when you roll your re-rolls, you can roll, and on a 6, you don't use your team re-roll.
And you can do this with humans as well.
Yeah.
Orc linemen are still 50,000. They are still the same stats, and they don't have any traits other than the fact that they now get strength access.
Yeah, this is the huge thing. So this is where I think they've done things weird between them and dwarves. So orcs were the strong team that the dwarves needed guard to to punch on with them. They've taken strength access of your dwarf linemen and they've now given them to the orc linemen. It's going to change how they play very much because they're a classic team. Their DNA was 4 blitzes and 4 Biggins, right?
Yeah.
They've taken that away from you.
Since
I'm
back in the
really
day.
curious how it's going to play out. So, in a tournament setting, now you can put guard on these linemen, but guard is more expensive. It may be capped at 4, depending on whether we as TOs take on board the recommendation from Games Workshop, which I think we might, because I've
4 guard, you mean?
I've done it in different ways when I've limited strength skills, because as I said earlier, the feel bad moment with the teams with spam guard or spam mighty blow, and they've kind of done it for us.
A lot of tournaments do limit.
But I think it's for those types of skills. And now instead of having to limit, say, like a skill grouping, now we've got those 4 skills that we can just limit and say, well, because they're the ones that you worry about, right?
Yeah.
And so that's why wrestle shines a bit more as being the poor man's block.
But that's a great lineman.
Yeah.
For 50,000 with strength access.
With his armour.
And with armour. I mean, that's a great lineman.
Yeah.
We've got the goblin lineman. Same. It's just a goblin. Yep. Are you going to take these more often now is the question.
With fouling the way it is, probably.
I think so, with devious and stuff as well.
Because they didn't make it on the field before, because you had 8 positional players that had to be on the team all the time.
And most of the time you're still fouling with an orc lineman anyway, a dirty player, or sneaky git goblin. But the orc throwers got better, 75,000. They're movement 6 now, with pass and sure hands. Yeah,
so my classic build was to give sure hands to a blitzer for the extra movement.
100%. I never used the thrower.
I didn't run a thrower. No.
One blitzer was a sure hands blitzer, and one was a killer blitzer, and the rest were all guard.
And then obviously the thing that we've missed, animosity is gone from this team.
Oh yeah, well, that was a stupid thing anyway, to be honest.
Because they're a professional team of orcs, They're not.
Damn straight. The Orc Blitzer has gone down from 4 to 2. So there's some big changes here, big shake-ups. We've now got 2 Blitzers. They are 85,000 and they get break, tackle and block.
It's just block,
Block and break tackle.
So they're more mobile, out of the box. But the loss of 2 of them is huge.
Yeah, and they're agility 3 players as well. The Biggin has... Oh, wow, has the Biggin had a glow up?
Yep.
Wowee. So before they were kind of like Black Orcs, now the Biggin is entirely different. It's its own thing. They're 95,000. You can only have 2 of them again, but they are movement 5, strength 4, 4+ edge, 6+ passing, 10+ armor, mighty blow, taunt, thick skull, and unsteady.
Yeah. They're very cool. They're very cool now.
Oh, wow. And that's your captain, isn't it?
I mean...
Is it?
Probably is, now that you think about it. I mean, I would normally give it to a blitzer just because they're the star of your team, right? So it's hard to go away from Griff and Varag.
But mighty blow and taunt work so well together.
Oh, and the higher strength.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
these are the players. I mean, they're my guard players normally. Like normally, I'm spamming 4 guard on the Biggins.
Well, I go and stand next to you with mighty blow, and you go, "Oh shit, I better try and push you away," and then you go, "No, come here," and then you twat them next turn.
And they've reverted back, so mighty blow works, and all those skills work in defense as well. So
sick, you
get knocked down, it's still
and then you've got the troll, which also does have line.
He does.
So
he does because he's not trained.
Yeah, he's not
they didn't bring
troll.
the trained one.
But you're going to want the troll more often now because you've got less strength. However, where you're going to build this differently now is you're not going to be giving guard to the Biggins. You're going to be you still will, but you're going to be giving guard to your linemen.
I'm a guard player. A lot of people are block because they just hate that. Both skull both down that you constantly
One
roll.
of them's a pro because he's your captain.
Yeah, true. But I think I'd be taking advantage of the fact that you can put guard on the lineman. I do prefer guard on strength 4. I think it's a really power play. But I think you take advantage of that. You just put block on them now.
Frenzy Biggins?
Yeah. So Foad runs Frenzy. Yeah.
Taunt Frenzy, mighty blow Biggin. I like it. Yeah, maybe even tackle at some point. But they're really interesting. But I mean, overall, the Orcs, they get Brawling Brutes as well, by the way. It's really hard to say if they're winners or losers, but I think they're quite exciting.
They are the ultimate roller coaster team.
Yeah.
You looked at them and you heard the rumours and you panicked and you ran from the house going, no, how could you?
Absolutely.
And then you came back and you looked at it and you went, look, sideways for me at the moment, but like this. Like this to get sideways, I'm not going to be bringing them out anytime soon.
No, me neither. I'll let other people try them out first.
Yeah. And then if they start dominating me, I'll go, I better bring out my orcs. But look, I know there will be plenty of people happy to now play my orc team because I had a blitzer that had a black orc head. And he used to confuse the crap out of everyone. They used to mistake him for strength 4 all the time. And
it's all in the box.
Now I can't run him.
It's all in the box. Yeah. So apart from the goblins and the troll, obviously, you need to buy 2 more boxes for.
Justification for justification.
Oh God! Now we get to humans. Oh mate, humans. So I mean, orcs not a winner or a loser. It's just very different, actually probably the most different out of everybody. I think
so. From what 30 plus years of Blood Bowl and playing them like that.
Yeah.
You know.
Humans.
Didn't matter before. They've never had all the positions in the box.
True. What do we say about humans? Where do we go?
Look, I've never liked humans anyway.
Oh, I do. I like the classic
If you're going to play this fantasy game, why would you play boring ass humans?
Because Pete Nifton, rest in peace, by the way.
Yeah.
Huge blow to the community. Yeah. Pete Nifton did so much cool artwork for humans, particularly. Mm-hmm. And I just love those early drawings that he did of humans. And I don't know, I'm an NFL fan.
As am I.
I visualise
this season is gone.
My Rams, my Rams are doing all right. I visualise them in those colours. So, but yeah, humans are shite.
Yeah. Look, and look, they're the quintessential Blood Bowl team. They're supposed to be in every box set.
Yeah.
They're just not as good now.
Why?
For multiple reasons. Look, the team was about their 4 blitzers.
Yep. And catches.
Look, they've improved. The catches have got what we have been screaming out for at least 20 years.
It didn't make any sense. So they are now strength 3.
Yep.
Finally, strength 3 catches. They're movement 8, strength 3 pieces. So similar to a flipping werewolf now with dodge and catch. Granted, they're weaker. They don't have regeneration and stuff, but they are super mobile and now okay strength. Pretty good at...
And there are people that in the past haven't run catches because of their strength and because, you just don't want to put yourself through that 3+ reroll 3+ dodge that you fail all the time.
I never ran 4 catches. I only ever ran 2 or maybe 3. But because they were strength 2. Yeah. It just means your whole team's net strength is down.
Yep.
Now they're really good. So you're going to always take 2. Absolutely. Because they're the best piece on the team, really. Well, are they? 2 blitzers now instead of 4. But they're brilliant. They
come with tackle, which is good for the Australian meta.
It is.
Because you typically want to put one there and then you don't need to put guard on them all.
So humans...
But you've only got 2.
Humans are the new Amazon? No, they're not, are they? Because we got undead and stuff as well. But a lot of blitzers now come with tackle, which is cool. And humans are the example of it here. Otherwise, they're the same. 85,000. The ogre loner 3+. Has that got better? I think it might have done.
Might have.
The halflings are the same. No devious on them, which is annoying. Again, they're a good guy team, so no devious here as well. They do get that team captain that we spoke about earlier. But otherwise...
is there a devious on the secondary for the lineman?
No. Yes.
There is.
Yes, there is. Devious secondary, sorry. The thrower, though, has been nerfed.
Yeah.
Is no longer 2+ passing. Does have the same everything else, but is now 3+ passing. So that went to the nobles, and the noble thrower came to here, or some other thrower, some retiree came here to see out the end of his days.
Yeah. What I have briefly heard is because of the improvement to the throwing game, like the throw teammate game, all of the teams that have the ability to throw teammate, they haven't given them a 2+ thrower.
Right.
So I think maybe that's what they've done to try and not make that too easy. Yeah. I'm not sure. But
I mean,
they didn't need to be nerfed. They're not a strong tournament team.
No.
TOs commonly tier them down to encourage them, and they get played a lot. I have a very bad record against humans. I hate coming up against humans, but they're not a good team.
No, they're not.
And they have been not improved. So
they're a loser.
Yeah.
Absolute loser.
But they have a team captain. Hurrah.
They do have a team captain. Yeah. But I mean, I don't want to talk about humans anymore because they depress me. This is where humans are great.
Yes. This is if you like humans, play this team.
Old World Alliance, a team that was previously...
Yeah, no, humans are dwarves.
Yeah.
Do you like those two teams? Play this team.
Old World Alliance are flipping awesome.
Yeah.
And some of the biggest winners in this season by the looks of it.
Absolutely.
They have gained a lot and lost nothing. They're really good.
Yeah.
And so this is where you have a mixture of humans, halflings and dwarves, with the treeman, if you really want as well, which I would take nearly all the time because he doesn't have loner. But the human lineman is the same, exactly the same as the human team, not 16 of them. The halfling is exactly the same as the halfling team.
But 5.
5 of them, which is really weird. I think that's probably an error. It's got to be 3 because there's only 3 in the box. True story, I went out last night and bought an Old World Alliance team. There was 1 left on Gap Games, so I got the last one because I just thought, you know what, I'm going to play these guys. Human Catcher, one of them, but it's the same Human Catcher, so Strength 3 and Awesome. We've got 0 to 3 dwarf linemen
bumped up.
with block, defensive, and thick skull. Brilliant. Still don't have strength access, but they're still good because they don't have loner anymore.
That's all the dwarves used to have loner.
The human thrower, still not a great thrower. And actually, the only positioner I can see on this team that I actually would leave out myself, maybe I haven't given it a huge amount of thought, but I think I'd actually leave out the thrower because I would much rather take the dwarf runner, who has now got sprint, sure hand, stick skull. I just prefer it.
Yeah, the dwarf runner often didn't get played in this game. You would
it's
take,
the other way
you would
around
take
now.
The human, yeah.
Because I wouldn't run a passing game anyway, but I just think he's he's a better carrier with sprint.
Yep.
So why not? The human blitzer, the same as well, block tackle, great. The dwarf blitzer, exactly the same again, diving tackle, thick skull, and the troll
so
slayer.
all the bump ups to the positionals that they stole from other teams, they've just made this team better.
Yeah, and I think you could afford at any tournament build is going to be able to afford the full team with a treeman, no worries, and maybe even get a star player in there if you don't. So. You can also take an ogre as well. The ogre is loner, but the treeman isn't. So I think I'd always take the treeman because trees are just cool. But yeah, overall, I mean, Old World Alliance, big winners. Yep. Do they go to a tier 1 team? Like, are they that good?
Definitely borderline.
I think so. Yeah. I think they're like
1.5.
Yeah,
definitely. Probably in what Necro used to be. I reckon Necro were a classic 1.5 tier.
Now Necro
are now Necro are 1, and these guys are at least 1.5.
Chasing Necromantic. Snotlings, we're near the end now. We've got Snotlings. Snotlings are better. Have you noticed?
Oh, the pump wagons. Yes, of course.
Pump wagons are now not secret weapons. So you can field 2 pump wagons, 2 trolls, which, by the way, don't have loner. In fact, the pump wagons don't either, but they didn't anyway.
No, that was their advantage.
4 big guys.
Yeah.
That's great.
4 big guys, lean heavily on the devious side.
Yep.
6 bribes.
You've still got the swarming and stuff. Low-cost linemen, bribery and corruption. They're still, in my opinion, the best stunty team by a long shot. In fact, they're even better now, aren't they?
I think so.
They're a lot
better.
Now?
They're a lot better, yeah.
The Fungus Flinger is still 4+ passing, which is terrible. But you're still going to take them, because why not? The Stilty Runner is the same. The Fun Hopper is the same by the looks of it as well, but you've got passing, a bit more passing on them and stuff.
So what they've added is this, it ties in with swarming, and they've created this skill called Insignificant.
Oh, yeah, what is that?
And it stops you from having a whole team of just those linemen, because you need to have, you can't have more insignificant players than you have of other players in your team. So, maximum 8 of them, even though it says 0 to 16, because you would need 8 of the other players.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That does change them a bit. But you can still use the extra guys, the
Righteous Rookies. Righteous Rookies. They've gone up. So they were 100k, they're now 150k.
Still worth it.
Yeah.
Still absolutely worth it.
Just to pump your bench and just go wild. Yeah.
I like Snotlings. They are good fun. I played them at my first Eucalyptus Bowl.
Did it? Yeah, you did.
They were really good fun. With Morg and Skitter.
Yeah.
No, Hackflem. Nasty. These are the new team. Well, they're not new necessarily, but they are slightly tweaked from how they were before in Legends, Teams of Legend.
Yep.
Now you can, and this is where I think Secure the Ball comes
Classic.
in.
Yeah, and it being this rule change in a box that they put this team into, it works.
Yeah. So skeleton lineman, same as before. regeneration, thick skull. We've got the thrower, who's now armor better.
Yep.
Armor 9+.
That's
pass,
huge.
regeneration, sure hands, thick skull, general and passing. He's good. You're going to take him. He's great. Are you always going to take him though?
The thrower.
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually we used.
But
to
now you
run
can
too.
secure the ball with your blitzers.
I still think you take.
Yeah, no, you do.
Yeah.
Thick skull, sure hands are still great. And you can pass with 3+.
Yep.
Not bad. That's better as well, isn't it? 3+ passing, or is it?
No, I think they still had that, but there's no one to catch it.
The blitzer is not a white. He is a skeleton blitzer, so he's block, regeneration, thick skull, 9+ armor, 85,000, and you get 2 of those as well. And you get 4 Tomb Guardians, which is the reason why you're going to play these guys.
Yep.
They are huge mummy type guys, 115, movement 4, strength 5, brawler, decay, and regen. So they've given them brawler.
They've gained brawler, which is massive.
Yeah, it is. It's not a brilliant skill, but it definitely saves them a bit, doesn't it?
When they're a team that is so commonly rolling 3 dice,
Yeah,
it's huge. I think.
true. Yeah, I guess
like that they often turn you over and run your reroll. I think it's well worth it to essentially have 4 dice,
especially against like Norse and
Yeah,
dwarves and stuff. You know, brilliant. Okay, well they're a good team, and I'd say they're
they're up.
they're right up there. Aren't they?
Yeah,
60,000
we're going to see
rolls.
them played a lot in this new.
Well, the models are gorgeous as
Yeah.
well. So, yeah, awesome.
And you know, when they've changed every team that they've brought out, and I'm sitting on an old Kemry team, and there's no changes to it. I'm a very happy man.
Yeah.
So the washing tut dead skins will be coming out again.
I like that. Very good. We've got the undead team. These guys have been nerfed a bit.
Yes.
In that we only get 2 ghoul runners. They are the same otherwise, except they're getting regeneration. So they're the same as the necro ghoul. However, only 2 this time as well. The white, though, has gained tackle, like the human blitzer. They're 95,000. And that's basically it, isn't it? The mummy is...
And eye gouge as well on the zombie.
Oh, eye gouge on the zombie. But the mummy is a big guy, so he can't secure the ball.
added big guy.
Yeah, so they can't secure the ball, just to make sure that you're not carrying with your mummies. Skeleton doesn't get devious as well. So only the zombie gets devious.
The zombie does,
access.
but yeah.
But yeah, there you go. Otherwise, I mean, I'd say that they are a winner or a loser. I mean,
They're a slight loser.
Yeah.
They are. I know there are people that don't run all the ghouls. I do. They're a fabulous player.
Yeah.
So the ghouls have been improved, but I think undead are a team where you would run 4 ghouls.
Definitely.
So I think they've dropped down, but they've always been a classic tier 1 team.
They're still a tier 1 team.
I still think they'll be right up there.
Talking of tier 1 teams.
No.
Skaven.
Yo.
So Skaven are... I mean, they're an annoying team to play against, aren't they?
Are they?
They can be.
Okay.
Yeah, I got absolutely flogged at the last Eucalyptus Bowl by a certain pirate. These guys are, they've been nerfed massively as well, unfortunately. Gutter Runners, arguably the most annoying or best player in the game, has now gone down to 2.
It is their identity.
It is their identity. It doesn't have to be, though. It could be all about the
is,
blitzer
though.
now. It could be all about the blitzer. The Gutter Runner is 85,000, so they're cheaper, and they now have stab. They're agility, devious, and general. But yeah, there's 2 of them. So
Only 2 for you to bash off the field.
Yeah.
So that was the advantage. Look, they get targeted heavily because they are the do-all for this team. Yeah, in league setting, probably even worse because you often have at least 1 missing a game. So I think even in leagues as well as tournaments, you're going to be leading into star players to fill the gaps.
Yeah, the Blitzer, not to 2 of these guys, they've got better. They've now got strip ball and movement 8.
Yep.
That's good, isn't it?
The movement's great. The strip ball, I'm not worried about.
I've seen people taking...
I do, and I laugh at
them with strip ball.
Because you don't... Those players do not get into a cage, right?
Yeah.
So that's... It's a paper mache. It's classic.
Yeah.
You know, sock in the hole in the dam. Yeah, it's no good.
The thrower is still 2+ passing.
Yep,
that's pretty
so
great.
He's still a good thrower. Yep.
Very good thrower, pass and sure hands. Same cost as well, I think.
Yeah, when I went to build these for Big V last year, I initially didn't have any throwers, and a guy in South Australia talked to me about what he was doing, and I took them, and just the 3+ sure hands
Yeah.
reroll was a godsend.
Definitely.
So
Especially with your gut runs.
I rate the throwers heavily. Yeah.
And you've got the Rat Ogre as well, who remains unchanged. But otherwise, I would say Skaven are big losers.
Yes.
Have their rerolls gone down in price?
No.
No. Okay. 50,000 for rerolls. Yeah, I mean, the 4 gutter runners really was key to making them a tier 1 team. They still arguably are.
They may still be tier 1 technically.
But yeah, not a good one. No. So definitely a massive nerf there. Underworld, though, if you like dwarves and humans, play Underworld. If you like Skaven and stuff, play Underworld. I think Underworld are a mixture of goblins and rats, and they are benefiting from lots of devious, lots of mutations, and they still are a really good team because they were good before, and now they were massively powerful. With swarming. They got rid of that.
Well, they altered it so that at least didn't make them overpowered, and now they've gotten rid of it completely.
So they've gotten rid of it completely, but what they've benefited from is that they've gained, the pumped up players. Yeah, the pumped up blitzer.
You've got a stab gutter runner. You've got a strip ball extra movement blitzer.
Yeah, and so nothing to really record there. They don't know if this has gone off the edge, but they don't have the Rat Ogre option. I don't know if that's...
They will definitely have
I'm
the
sure
Rat
they
Ogre.
have the Rat Ogre option. I prefer the Rat Ogre option.
Oh, you've got to run the Rat. They are the best one-turn team in the game.
Yeah. And there's still bribery and corruption, so they still get 6 bribes if you really want it. But again, a Star Caddy team, really, aren't they? A lot of the time.
To some degree. They don't need to be. But yeah, depending on the rule set, they have been.
Yeah, okay. We have got... The penultimate team now is Vampires. This has been a very long one. Vampires were and have been, up until recently, dominating tournaments, haven't they?
Very much so.
Why?
Because they do things that you can't defend against.
Yes, but now you can. Because Hypnogaze isn't quite as good.
Well, it's a slight nerf and not, because it is a flat 3+. So they've moved from 2+ to 3+, so the tackle zones don't affect it. So now the tackle zones don't affect it. So instead of having to turn off multiple things to turn off the ball carrier, now you're in a position of being able to just turn off the ball carrier because you're not worried about all the extra tackle zones. So it's a slight nerf, but I don't think it's a huge nerf. I still think they're going to do really well.
Other than that, though, they haven't had any other changes again because they're a more recent team. Yep. But these Vampires are so different to the Vampires I remember, who were just bloody awful.
Yeah.
These guys are actually really scary to play against, and even an experienced player is going to find it hard to defend against a good Vampire coach.
Absolutely.
Like you just can't.
No, you got to hope that they implode.
Yeah, you have to have like a double net, like a double screen. You know, at least.
I experimented at the Euros that I went to with what I called a meat cube. And it was just the 9 players block running with the ball.
Meat cube.
And but then I
so no spaces, just
just total 9 players cube moving up the field.
That's great.
But then
what team was that?
Lizards.
Oh yeah.
And then I left the Crocs basing in one turn, and then it exploded the next turn, and he ran away.
That's fantastic.
So that was the Danish captain Triple Skull. But
really nasty. But otherwise, Vampires remain unchanged. They're still a very, very good team.
Very good team. Look, unless I missed it and they reined back the multiple rerolls a turn, I think if they went back to the old rules, then Vampires wouldn't be as overpowered as they are.
Is Pro still really good?
Yeah, Pro's a 3+. Yeah.
Because Pro is a very common skill on Vampires, isn't it, as well?
Not as much in tournaments now, because you can throw rerolls at it. It used to be when you had to mitigate the damage they would do to their own team.
Yeah.
But now you can mitigate what they're doing because you can just take the turnover and they're not running off the field and they're not doing these other awful things. So I'm seeing Pro less, even though Pro is a good skill, just because some of the other skills are more beneficial in this meta with all the rerolls.
Okay. Jeez, we're on the last one now.
We are.
And it is your Wood Elves.
Wood Elves.
Have you played these guys more than anything else?
Yep, 102 games.
You're the Wood Elf guy.
Yeah.
So if you don't know, James is the Wood Elf guy. I hate Wood Elves. I've always hated them with a passion. Everything about them. Tell me why how have they done out of this? I haven't really looked at them actually.
They're fine.
They're fine?
Because I never take more than 2 catches. So in a tournament.
So they've lost 2 catches?
Yep. So they haven't been hurt in the slightest.
Oddly, they are still strength 2.
Yes.
Is that right? Should they
Always.
be?
Yeah, of course they should.
Because they're just poncy little elves.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they gain their sprint back.
Oh, good. Okay.
So it used to be that Wood Elves and Skaven with the classic could one turn relatively easy, and particularly when you could get plus movement and add sprint and all that sort of thing. And when they wanted Skaven to be the only 9 movement team, they brought Wood Elf catchers back to 8, but they gave them sprint. Then they took sprint away. Now they've given it back.
So other than that, though, are they cheaper, the Wood Elf linemen?
Yep.
65,000. Yep. That's pretty good.
It is.
That makes a difference. So you've got your same war dancers, your same catchers.
When you're going to have at least 6 linemen, you've just saved 30k.
And you
know, that could be the difference. War dancers have gone up by 5k. So,
fair enough.
Okay, so you've only gained 20k.
Yeah. Thrower is still really good thrower with 2+ passing, safe pair of hands. Yep. Not bad. Treeman, loner still. Are you a tree guy or not a tree guy?
Always a tree guy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just for a bit of might in the middle of the field.
Yeah, I find against elf teams, weaker teams, he can swing the balance by taking casualties. And I don't mind him because even when he takes root, you just pivot off him. You just you push up the field a little bit, and then if you need to, you swing back around behind him. It's not a huge...
You're not playing this team any differently than how you did before?
Under this rule set? No. But I also took a big break from them, right? This is what I used to play back in the 2000s and early 2010s. Hadn't played them for a long time till I brought them out again at Infinity Bowl and went awful with them and lost my 200 ranking with. So,
shit.
Thinking that, the original nerf to leap, right? Was the issue running them. And so I don't know if I'm a Wood Elf coach anymore, but
You are at heart though.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. But they are overall slight losers in that they lose 2 catches. I mean, technically,
not at all.
Not at all.
No,
no
one
really
runs
good?
4 catches in a tournament. So
so with strength 2, I suppose. They just get
exactly. You'd rather have a lineman just for the strength because occasionally you need to hit things.
Yeah.
So
you hit things?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is every single bloody roster in the new season. We got there. And thank you so much for joining me on this one. I know I've kept you for a long time here. And if you stuck with us this far, then I hope this has been enjoyable. I'd really like to know people's comments and thoughts around these things. If we missed anything, is there some crazy stuff that is glaringly obvious that I haven't looked at?
Yep.
But I like to think that with our 2 minds, we've managed to get the grasp of it so far anyway. And it'll be really interesting seeing how things go with tournaments and stuff. You've got a tournament soon that you're going to go to. And obviously we've got Eucalyptus Bowl, which will be using the new rule set.
Yeah, so already ruminating on things. Look, early stage, I think I will strip tiers away. I think I will run with the 10k on those 4 skills sort of thing and only use them as a limiting factor. I don't think they have brought stunties up to such a big parity. I don't think they'll be getting any tiering benefits sort of thing. Think I just want to see how this rule set runs almost for a year I'll be encouraging TOs that put forward their tournaments unless there's a clear reason to go tiering in a certain way. I think we want to run for a year and just see how everything plays out, to be honest. So that'll be the direction I'll be going anyway.
All right, awesome.
Yeah.
All right then. Well, I think that's it. And catch you next time. Cheers, James.
Mate. Thanks, mate.